Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challenger Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
The LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3 powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD with ACT as our fiber sponsor and AFK Gaming as our media partner. Now, coming into this day, we're bringing to you an exciting set of matches in the upper bracket semifinals. Yes, I'm saying that again, is the upper bracket semifinals. Things in getting intensely close as we wrap up, get close to the grand finals. Today is going to be for Esports versus Team TAMILAS. Now, I'm CA, your host and caster for the day, joined by Aggressive. How you doing, Aggressive? Are you hyped for this match about to come?
I am extremely hyped. It's FAR Esports and Team TAMILAS, one of the best teams and one of the underdogs going up against much more of the big dogs in this tournament. Moving forward being FAR Esports. Team TAMILAS, though, have shown so much potential in them, and I really want to see how much they have grown. They had a small break in the middle before the upper bracket matches are going to be coming through. New strats, new form of a team, and hopefully they're all in form and give us an amazing match to look forward to.
Look at the map screen, see what we have got in store for you in this best of 3 today between FAR Esports and Team TAMILAS. For map 1, we have Bind, picked by Team TAMILAS, something I'm really interested in because we know how powerful Team TAMILAS can be on Bind. They were from Series 1, they've been known for their spectacular comebacks and their spectacular plays on this map, so it makes sense they picked that. Split picked by the side of FAR Esports will be map 2, and then when it gets to map 3, we'll talk about map 3 because it's a really spicy map in Haven. But coming back to map 1, Aggressive Bind. Now, we saw Team TAMILAS already play against in their previous matchup in Bind. They actually ended up dropping this map, so I think the fact that they're picking this up as their own map shows a lot of progress, as you mentioned, taking that break in stride to just develop new strats for themselves and refine their old strats.
That is true, and Bind being one of those maps really does fit Team TAMILAS playstyle. Think of it like this. Team TAMILAS as a team, they like to play a very hyper-aggressively, and Bind awards hyper-aggression so well because they love that Raze, they love that Phoenix, they love that Reyna, and using all those flash utilities in Bind really does help a lot. And Team TAMILAS are one of the best teams to utilize this just because of what their playstyle reflects about themselves. And before, they didn't really pick up the Bind because they didn't have the same level of coordination and teamwork, and they relied much more on their driving force and the individual potential that they had to come back from even the worst of situations. But now that they had that time, they settle themselves as a team from multiple series moving forward. They're going to be much more comfortable to move forward in Bind.
Now, going into the game, what I'm really looking forward to seeing are these compositions. For Team TAMILAS, it's the standard Team TAMILAS composition. We've seen it time and time again. Them pull this off. For Esports, so they're going more towards what has, for me at least, become the Exili style, the single solo duelist in Knight Rider. But this time, instead of the double smokes, as we saw earlier from another team, it's going to be the Breach. I'm very happy to see that Breach in there. I'm really excited to see how FAR Esports execute this comp.
Really forward to looking what Flex is going to be bringing to the table, but with Knight Rider running up, he has that one-way smoke set up, but this one-way smoke is much more fitting for Flex. Knight Rider knowing his last round position, he's not going to be opting to peek for anything. 74 HP gets tagged down to 49, and Knight Rider needs to get going. He uses a lot of his utility. Rafa, though, has their phone number, calls them up. The Scargon goes down to the side of Rafa. White Horse takes down one, but Jin, he has that shock dart in hand, spots out one, deals massive amounts of damage, ladies and gentlemen. And he's gonna be extremely low. The spike plant has still not gone down. 38 seconds remaining on the clock. Just gonna be tapping away, trying to get something. But Jin, he just needs to buy some time. He needs to make sure he has some information for his team. 3 versus 4 scenario going in to the favor of going into the favor of Team TAMILAS. Flex using the uptrap, not able to find it. RSMX gets one, Stoner gets another one, but Zoid comes in from the side as well to take another. Jimmy, we had a 1 versus 2 scenario. He's not gonna be able to find it. And ladies and gentlemen, the pistol round goes towards the side of Team TAMILAS.
A really good round for Team TAMILAS, looking really strong in the retake. For Esports, they do really well to push into side B, get the spike planted, but then when they're looking to get into their post-plant positions is when you see Team TAMILAS already looking for the retake, not letting Far Esports a moment to breathe, not letting them get into their favorable positions, meaning it's them first on the gunfights and them taking down Far Esports. Now, a small piece of trivia for all of you guys interested out there, Far Esports, namely Knight Rider and Shivi, in Series 2 were knocked out by Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS in the lower bracket knocked out Far Esports, and while it's not the case here, it's still the upper bracket. The losing team will get a chance to go back. For Knight Rider and Shivi, it's a chance for vengeance of sorts for what happened in Series 2. And for Team TAMILAS, it's about rubbing the salt deeper into the wound. We'll see which team is able to come out on top now. It will be Far Esports on the eco round, Team TAMILAS on the buy round, Team TAMILAS on defense, Far Esports on attack. It's up to Far Esports to make the move, and you see them doing just that with multiple members rotating towards B. Just one lurking down at A. That will be SMX looking to make some noise, while the rest of his team looks to push into B. Now you see Jin holding it down, will prep up the recon drone, throw it out, will look to spot out someone, but the dark cover coming in will actually be counterproductive to the drone. Drone will get through, spot one, and you can see that flashing on your map. Rafa will pick up that opening kill onto White Horse, delay that push, be push completely for the side of Far Esports. And Far Esports now caught a little unaware, not with nowhere to go, and a man disadvantage for themselves. Team TAMILAS looking strong in this buy round.
They're looking so strong, and with Flex just having a ghost, he has the potential operator in the next round if they're going to be winning through. If Flex is just able to get 1 or 2 kills for his side,
30
he
seconds
has
left.
so much potential to go over to that operator side. Then Zoid, he has a phantom in hand, he is a madman, he's spraying them down, ladies and gentlemen, he's able to take him out. SMX is able to get a gun, but in a 1v4 situation, I do not think that these TAMILAS are going to let you get away with a phantom in hand. That is way too much value, and Rafa, he's just chilling out on the back end to take him down, and SMX going down to their side, and with Zoid being the madman that he is, does a 3-man spray down, taking off their heads, taking off every single inch of hope that they had to win that round. And an expertly played defense coming out from the side of Team TAMILAS.
Zoid is able to use his kills from round 1 to get himself a phantom and get so much value out of that phantom by getting 3 kills, getting that triple for himself, and making sure that afterwards his teammate able to pick it up, making sure that now going into the next round, where this is the buy round for Team Far Esports, you can see Team TAMILAS, they have a couple assault rifles for themselves, but they'll be carrying over a brunt force of their weapons in the Spectres. So Far Esports is them with the weapons advantage and them with the necessity to make this round work to make sure that their economy is stabilized. Now Zoid with that same phantom once again will take down White Horse. That's a beautiful skin, a really nice chroma, I must say. Now 5v4 for Team TAMILAS. Far Esports just a bit confused, if I may say so, unsure what they really want to do, because you saw the B-long push, but the B-long push wasn't really augmented by any other statement anywhere in the map. Now you see Knight Rider pushing into hookah, but his team not really pushing onto A. Far Esports, they want to make the noise and switch play, but the noise not really coming through. Then the molly will come through, and Stoner holding it down with the help of the cage. The smokes have blocked out the necessary areas, and the shock dart from SMX will take down Stoner. The shock dart plus molly combo will make it even for Far Esports.
They made it so even, and that utility usage is so nice. And there, Flex gets caught off guard by Shivi trying to use one of his abilities. Was not ready for him to peek that corner. Rafa though, he's just gonna be chilling it out. Zoid using the run it back, gets thrown up into the air, and the Brimstone is able to clean it up. Zoid is just gonna be chilling in the back of spawn, but in a 4 versus 2 scenario, this is gonna hurt so much. Jin only having a Spectre in hand, he's not going to be able to take a lot of these long-range engagements, and they're just going to be stuck in multiple different angles. Hopefully looking for an exit frag, hopefully looking for someone who's going to over-aggress, but it's just going to be a better idea to go for that save, because in such a scenario, you're not gonna win this, especially with Jin having a Spectre. You don't have the firepower to go for a fight like this. But Jin, he's opting to just go for it. But Zoid, he's just gonna save his gun, and that is a really smart play. Jin throwing his life away with the Spectre, he's not gonna get a lot of value out of it, and he's gonna have enough to buy in the next round. So this does work out in his favor, taking down one member of our esports, hurting their economy a bit more, and it is a good round for the side of our esports, but losing 2 guns, especially when he just lost the Spectre and he's still gonna be able to buy, is gonna hurt them in the long run.
Definitely, for esports, they needed to win that round considering it was their buy round, and they're able to do the same, pull back the score to 2-1 now. For esports, they're on the attacking side, Team TAMILAS on the defensive side. It's for esports to make sure that they can get at least 4 or 5 rounds in this first half, and then go into the next half with an idea of where exactly, of an idea of how much they need to do to come back into the matchup. Bind generally considered a defense favored map because of the fact that there is no mid to control. It's much more easier in Bind to just control the 2 site entry points that are there in A and B, and then watch for the TP plays. Make sure you don't have any unnecessary rotations done.
Cheers.
Team TAMILAS though, for them, last round they did not choose to invest in most of their members. You saw only 1 member picking up a gun, which will mean in this round they will be able to get full buys for themselves. So it'll be really curious to see if Far Esports can continue their round win from last round, continue the momentum and get the win. As for Team TAMILAS, the reason they're really strong on Bind is because of their discipline in coordination. They do not make unnecessary rotations. So Far Esports, they're going to have to make it really chaotic. Make sure that Team TAMILAS is not able to communicate to get better off them. Now Far Esports 1-2, they have the round win. They got the round win last time, and they need to get it once again to get the economy lead for themselves.
And another thing that I have to put in forward is the Omen fake TP possibilities. And we all know how much Rafa loves to play those mind games, and him having that fake teleport on his side is just gonna play a lot more of the mind games against the side of Far Esports, and that is what's gonna work so much. But with Flex moving up so quickly, he's gonna get spotted out by a recon ball. He's gonna get the first one on the Scar God, who gets a bit too run happy, running it up. That shower angle does get caught out by Flex, and Knight Rider slowly moving up onto the hook angle. No one's being present, but he doesn't want to get swatted out by this Aldron. It's gonna hurt him so much if he does. Jin having the Hunter's Fury is gonna be able to hold it out for just a little while longer, but under the hookah, how much longer can Far Esports wait with 1 member going down and that member being their only smoker?
Now 4v5 in the favor of Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS really investing heavily into this round with the operator pickup. Already giving out value with that first blood. You see Far Esports, they're not looking to push into A knowing that the operator is there. They've rotated onto B and are now looking to push into B. But first, they want to get some picks for themselves. The spike is on the breach, which I really like. Really good for setting up players with your flash, letting them do the entry fragging and then following up to make sure that you have a free entry site. Far Esports, they're playing this very cautiously.
30
and
seconds
Team TAMILAS,
left.
they're expecting something like this. That's why they've left the operator and the Cypher on A, 2 men just to hold it down A, and the 3-man signature Team TAMILAS stack on B. Now Far Esports, they will push into B aggressively. Jin will take one down, White House with a return. SMX will pull out the Hunter's Fury, take down Rafa. Zoid with a return kill on Shivi though. SMX just gets that 1 kill. Now with just 10 seconds left, Far
10
Esports, they need to get the
seconds
spike down. You see White House going for the spike. He knows he needs to do that. Doing the same. Through the elbow will come Zoid and will likely take down White House. The White House will just step back. Soda takes down SMX though, down near Hookah though. Now it's just White Horse holding on, waiting in his cage. The Cypher trying to be sneaky and making sure he doesn't get caught. Will end up getting distracted by the Hookah shots and get taken down by Zoid. 3-1 for Team TAMILAS, and in Team TAMILAS, in their buy round, when they invest, they come out on top.
They always do come out on top. Team TAMILAS not having their gun advantage on that third round really did hurt them quite a lot, because Jin not being able to go into that retake situation with Zoid, but did some damage. So you can see that the economy has taken a bit of a hit from the side of our esports, losing that 1 member. They were not able to buy proper shields on one of their players, and that really does hurt to the side of your economy and really does hurt your chances to win this round. And Team TAMILAS, they're just so much more decisive when it comes to a lot of these defensive rounds. You can see them just waiting it out. They're not really over-rotating. They left 3 members onto the side of B, which should always be the case because A side is a lot more easier to hold in comparison, a lot more easier to retake, sorry, in comparison to B. And you should always be 3-stacking on B, but they're already predicting a push going on to the A side because they spotted no one out on long, no one tried to contest the ultimate orb, but this probably could have been a fake as Knight Rider slowly walking up with Whitehorse onto this hookah angle. They're just gonna see if there's any form of a pick that they can find. Everyone's just waiting it out, biding their time, and Far Esports, they're probably quaking in their boots, but they're waiting it out and seeing what they can actually do in this situation.
Now, as far as Esports, they're in a sticky situation this round with their economy in such a way that they could choose to eco, but they would eco with a lot of money, or they could choose to force buy, but not entirely get full loadouts. For them, this round so important in terms of economy because you can't afford to drop multiple rounds through the defensive half, whose tempo will just start building like an unstoppable juggernaut.
30
and now that
seconds
is
left.
what Team TAMILAS is looking to do. But with just 2 members down at B, and Far Esports now looking to push into B, the smokes will come out, take down Elbow and multiple people. Zoid through the smoke, though, finds one. Jin through the smoke, finds another. Flex with the operator down at Able, find the third. And Team TAMILAS just holding on to their site for dear life. Not one member
Spike
going
planted.
down.
Last
Spike will
one
go
enemy
down, but the shock
remaining.
dart drops Skargard really low. And Rafa coming in from the halls in B will take down multiple members and give the defuse over to make it 4-1 for Team TAMILAS.
I'm amazed at how amazing Team TAMILAS have gotten when it comes to ability usage. Look at the perfect alignments. Look at how they're playing their cards. The recon bolt being present. Zoid getting that kill onto Knight Rider through the use of the recon bolt. And then immediately the shock darts came through. The first shock dart didn't hit properly, but Jin lined up the second. And Rafa coming in the back with the paranoia just shuts down 2 members instantly. They had no way of getting their spike down and getting out of that situation alive. And the swarm from Team TAMILAS, the perfect execution of their defense, the perfect execution of their retakes, they did not take a lot of these fights lightly. And that Sova pick just came in so clutch in multiple different scenarios. You have to give it to them. Just as I said, the flex gets one with the operator. This is the eco round for the side of Far Esports. They're just gonna need to wait it out and seeing what they can actually do. But in such a situation, this is gonna be so difficult. Flex missing the shot by the Bear centimeter, going through the smoke. Skargard just chilling inside of the smoke, seeing if there's any hyper aggressive players that he can find. Spots of Flex, but he's just gonna be backing off into the U-Haul angle, and this is just gonna be one of those much more slower rounds. Far Esports losing 2 members, and things seems dark already in this eco round.
Right here.
Flex with the operator, you just cannot peek him whatsoever. He will take you down, but Skargard looking to do exactly that. Makes that mistake, Flex will punish him, and then Zoid covering his teammates back as Whitehorse is just looking to take him down. Flex with 3 kills on the operator that round takes down Far Esports. Now, that was the eco round for Far Esports. So at 5-1, it's gonna be up to Far Esports to pull it back. Remember, guys, in the chat, if you are rooting for that Far Esports comeback, for the Far Esports fighting back in the next round and towards the rest of the map, it's hashtag FarWeGo. But if you're on the side of Team TAMILAS looking to keep that momentum going, it's hashtag TTOP. Show your support in the chat for these amazing teams. Going into the next round, a pivotal round for both the teams. For Team TAMILAS, a chance to make sure they can keep the round lead going, which is so important on the defensive half, and for Far Esports to put a spanner into that plan. Far Esports, they're changing up the strategy completely. They're leaving the spike behind, looking for picks and trying to take down that operator. But Flex says no. Flex is on Shivy, will take down him and Skargard. Flex with the operator, you're unstoppable, man.
Flex with this operator getting those first picks up, and good old reliable stoner on the Cypher. There is no way that Far Esports are going to be able to break through any of this. Knight Rider does have the operator though, but in a 2 versus 5 scenario, how much are you going to risk to try and get this round away from the side of Team TAMILAS? And with this operator, you're just going to have such a bad time if you lose this, and it's better to go for this save, but they're opting to go in for the attack to take it away from the side of Team TAMILAS. But this is just so dangerous if you play it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2 people are actually going to be going in. But just as I say though, Rafa takes down one, but Night Rider able to answer back with the operator shot, but he's just sitting here alone.
30
He needs to
seconds
try
left.
and do something, but with Jin coming in from the side to take him down right through the smoke. Far Esports going down 6-1. And things are just looking so dark for their side.
Far Esports really made a heavy investment in that round with the operator and not able to get much dividends for it. Knight Rider did get 1 kill, but being taken down meant that Far Esports losing that 5,000 credits for just the kill. Right now, Far Esports, they need to start pulling back, but they are on the attacking half in their away map. This is Team TAMILAS' map, so you expect Team TAMILAS to be really strong. For Far Esports, it's about establishing as much of an advantage as they can and looking to build on that. Now Far Esports looking to do just that, Flex pushing in through the showers angle will get concussed, will bring out the Blaze Storm to push on, taking Blaze Storm at the wrong time, and Night Rider will take him down. Night Rider with a couple. Now you see Shivi going for the plant down at A, and the Hunter's Fury will come out from this side of Jin. Jin will get a tag, will not get a kill, will get another tag though, does a decent bit of damage. It's Far Esports with the lead, Lulu getting a really aggressive push down through A, taking down the operator and then getting the spike planted.
With the running back being used as well, and Chippy trying to make sure his teammate is able to get enough information, but Zoid, he comes in huge with the running back, taking down 2 members and evening up everything for the side of parties for Night Rider getting burned to a crisp. He knows that he's just gonna be chilling there. He does get taken out by the span, and Jin takes on the White Horse, taking him down. And ladies and gentlemen, an amazing retake round from the 3 members of Team TAMILAS.
Going is a maniac. That was absolutely beautiful. That's exactly how you use the running back. Gets into lamps and waits out the seismic blast perfectly. Gets the 1 kill with the headshot. Gets another kill with the headshot. Zoid making his beautiful skin do a ton of work and displaying it with an efficiency to match. Zoid then throws in the Hall hands to just remove Night Rider on the operator from that position and enable Jin to get that kill. Zoid coming up huge in that round, meaning it's Team TAMILAS taking Far Esports down. And Far Esports, since they're on a losing streak, they get that losing streak bonus. They're still able to afford like almost full buys for themselves. You see a couple light shields. So for them, it's not really much changing. For Team TAMILAS, lead continuously increasing now. Scargard prepping up that orbital strike will push it down into lamps. Will not find a single tag though. Will just clear out the site for themselves. But this will give away information of Far Esports push onto A, and you can see multiple members of Team TAMILAS rotating. Now would be a good time for Far Esports to do the bamboozle and go back to B, but they're choosing instead to go for the plant. Far Esports in a very bad situation here.
The plant is still not yet going down. Scarrot being the one with the plant. Night Rider though is able to get one to Jin. Night Rider takes another one to Rafa, and White Horse comes in strong from the side as well, taking out its clone, and Zoid being left with Flex in such a bad scenario, able to take down one onto Far SMX, trying to throw out the shock start. Has the flash in hand, opts to go for the peak. He's feeling it right now, and he's gonna go in for the peak, but this is gonna hurt so much. Scargod being able to take out one, he takes out another. And Far Esports answer back with such a hyper-aggressive push from their side, being able to take one more round off the board, making it a 7-2 for their side.
Huge round by Far Esports, but for me, particularly by Night Rider, doing really well to use that angle that he's got from A short to get multiple kills and enable Far Esports to take control of the site. When Far Esports pushed in, especially with the Orbital Strike and Rolling Thunder, you can see that while they had got the spike down, they hadn't got site control entirely, and the fact that Night Rider getting those 2 kills just gives them the extra bit of space to get site control, meaning it's a bit easier for them to secure the rounds. Now, 9 rounds down, 3 rounds to go for. They need at least 2 out of these 3 rounds, and they're going for the A push once again, doing this work. Night Rider though will get spotted out by the trap fire by Stoner. Stoner takes down Night Rider and Shivy, but the Hunter's Fury coming out from SMX to clear out the site now. The Hunter's Fury will not find any tags inside. It'll be Zoid taking down Scargard in lamps. White Horse going for the plant in A though. It's 2v4 for Far Esports.
2 versus 4, and this is where Team TAMILAS shine the most, but Far Esports, they're in such a bad scenario. White Horse trying to take on multiple, but with 8 bullets left, and Flex with his trusty classic, and a right click takes him down. And making it an 8-2 scoreline. They tried to do the same strat again, but against a team like Team TAMILAS, you cannot make the same mistake twice, Far Esports. And the same strat is not gonna work out multiple times in the same scenario. Stoner being able to take out 2 and Scargott falling to the hands of Zoid is just gonna hurt so much for their side, making it an 8-2 scoreline. and forcing them into another eco.
Just you can't run the same strat twice in a row against a team like Team TAMILAS. Even if you want to do the A push, you can try to do it through showers, use the brimstone to smoke out heaven and lamps, and then go for the push. If you go for the same push, a top tier team like Team TAMILAS, they know how to adapt in game, and they're doing just that, taking down multiple
Ooh.
members. Now it will be SMX though with that Vandal, takes down Stoner with a headshot. Now SMX looking to push in with his drone. Will not find any information just yet, but Far Esports all spread out, looking for picks. They have found one. We'll see if they choose to go to A, or this is just the bamboozle as they go into B. Knight Rider and White Horse pushing into B, and with just Rafa holding down B, B might be the site for Far Esports to commit to. Now, so you can see Knight Rider playing very patiently, waiting for his team to come up. But as soon as the breach will set up the concuss, the fault line, and the flashes, you can see Knight Rider dashing in, using that flash perfectly. Knight Rider will get the first kill, throw out the smoke, the cloud burst to delay any sort of recovery coming in from Hall. Now Jin throws out the shock dart, will get some damage, but the spike will go down for Shivi, and it's 4v2 in the favor of Far.
SMX though comes in huge with the shock dart, being able to take out Jin, but in a 4 versus 2 scenario is Zoid and Flex. These are the two people, the two duelists that you want to see going up against in this clutch situation. Spots out one, but Far SMX is able to get the catch on Flex first, and with another one from Far SMX to take down Zoid. That's gonna be more than enough for their side, and Far Esports coming in huge, and with SMX being on the helm of it all with a 4K to his name, 2 with the shock dart, 2 with headshot, and he's just reigning supreme.
That was the perfect round from Far Esports. That's exactly what I want to see when you have a breach in your team. Use the breach to set up your duelist, especially a Jet, to be able to dash in and take advantage of the flashes. I didn't get to see Far Esports do it much, but the fact that they are doing it now bodes extremely well for the rounds to come. Now, into the last round is going to be up to Far Esports to look to make it 8-4, get to that magic number 4. But for Team TAMILAS, it's about continuing their significant lead in their own map. Now, Flex barely misses that shot, will dash away. Flex still looking for a pick, will get a pick onto Scarguard, pull out the Bladestorm, is flash, will get taken down by Knight Rider. 4v4 for both teams. Just extremely fast action in this last round. Far Esports all funneling into A side. Stoner holding it down from the showers area. Will get one. Will pull out the classic, but not in time. Shivi will take him down. 3v3 and SMX really low. The advantage for Team TAMILAS so far.
They found that advantage, but poor old Stoner, he ran out of bullets from trying to take down Scargod on the side, but at this point they're gonna go for the bamboozle. They're already in onto the side. Jin though, he has the recon bolt in hand, 1 HP for their side. This is just gonna hurt so badly when they're gonna be going in for the plant. Jin, this is the first shock arrow, but still gonna be enough. They get the bomb down, so it is a 3 versus 3 post-plant scenario. Moving up, Hunter's Fury has been used from the side of SMX, but with Team TAMILAS losing one member to it, this is just gonna be one of those hard retakes going out for their side. Slowly but surely, they're gonna be moving out. Zoid spots out one on the long angle, uses the firewall to block off any sort of sightline that they could have had, but Far SMX comes in with the wall bang from the back end to take him down, and an expertly played round from the side of Far Esports, and they're clawing their way back to end the half on an 8-4 scoreline.
8-4, especially with the fact that they won the last few rounds and were able to get the majority of their wins towards the latter half of the first side, will mean that for Esports they have the tempo advantage, and 8-4 is definitely a good enough score to look to make it a comeback in the defensive half. But having said that, Team TAMILAS, they can be extremely good in the attacking half, so for Esports they need to be on point as they have in the previous few rounds. Now, remember guys, if you're loving the action brought to you in this tournament, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below, because not only do you get some amazing action, but you also get 200 Valorant points given away with every stream. Now, Team TAMILAS, Far Esports is going to be Team TAMILAS on the attack and Far Esports now on the defense. White Horse with 2 other members in Knight Rider and SMX holding down B, and Scarguard and the Breach holding down A. Team TAMILAS, they're looking to put into B. The smokes will come out from the Omen towards lamps and halls. The Paranoia comes out to enable the side push. Flex getting the opening kill. White Horse with the return though. SMX with another. SMX with his second, meaning it's Far Esports with the lead, and the spike carrier down. It's going to look like pistol round for Far Esports.
It's gonna look like the pistol round is gonna go in favor towards the side of Far Esports, and SMX coming in huge with the classic. Uses the right leg, uses the left leg, being like left, right, center, punch left, punch right, uppercut. He takes down 3. That is what you want to see from a team of Far Esports caliber. They are gonna be able to stop any sort of hyper aggressive push that comes onto their side. And Flex from his end looked a bit lost. He was sitting on his smoke trying to find someone, but he's gonna get caught off guard by White Horse going in for the reload from his side as well. And Stoner, he's just a lonely little Cypher sitting up on Hookah, not gonna be able to find much. And that was such a well played round from the side of our esports. No over rotation, no over commit. They just believed in their members, and SMX just came in huge in that round.
Now you can see Far Esports having won that pistol round. This will be the buy round for them. This will be the eco round for Team TAMILAS, and Team TAMILAS, they're looking to play it really slow, not looking to commit. They want to find a pick, get some information before they push in further. Shivi will throw out the flash to delay any sort of push from A-Short. Back up, make sure that he's not going down with his investment in the Spectre. Team TAMILAS, they're playing it very, very patiently. All players covering an angle each, making sure they don't commit whatsoever. Now, smokes will come out towards A, and it looks like Team TAMILAS, they want to go towards A. The Paranoia comes out to clear Lamps, and Flex dashing in aggressively towards Lamps. It will be Team TAMILAS penetrating side A, and Zoid looking for the plant. The Seismic Blast will delay the plant for a bit, and with SMX hitting it through, Skargard with the Molly will take down Zoid in the spike planter, make it 5v3 for Far Esports.
This is one of those rounds you do not want them to get the spike down on. This is the eco round, and having that extra credit is gonna hurt so much. But just as I say, 2 members going down for their side is gonna hurt so much as well. And this eco round is probably a very big success for the side of Team TAMILAS. They got 2 guns down at the bare minimum. The spike line would have been there to alleviate some of the damage being done, but expertly used utility from the side of Far Esports just to take down the spike planter. And I have to give it to Jin and to Flex to get those 2 kills, to try and even out the round and try and make sure that they did some damage economy wise to their side and got some extra credits under their bank to boot in the long run.
Yeah, Jin and Flex doing really well to get the kills, but it's Far Esports were able to pick up yet another round win for themselves, push it from 8-4 to 8-6. Now, you will see Team TAMILAS, they will be going for the full buys this round. This is their gun round. For Far Esports, they will be continuing more or less with the same buys. The couple members who went down, they will have to invest. You see a Bulldog coming out for Knight Rider and a Phantom with light shields coming out for the side of Skargard. Now, Team TAMILAS, they need to really reevaluate how they want to approach this round, because so far, Team TAMILAS, they've gone to B site and have been answered really well by Far Esports. They went to A site in the last round, got answered really well. What I'm really curious to see is that do Team TAMILAS, do they continue to do the really slow approach into a fast push style that they have done so far, or if they just look for picks mainly and then wait out the timer till the last 30 seconds, then go for a push? We'll have to see what happens. But right now, as the pause timer goes down, Far Esports with this Solar Duelist, this is their chance to not just bring down the lead a little bit further, but get that economic advantage and inherently get that op, most importantly for Knight Rider, and get him going. Far Esports, they need to win this round to make sure they have the economy to be able to get an op.
This is going to be huge for their side. Knight Rider, he's going to be dashing in so aggressively. He smokes out 2 angles, spots out 1, but Flex comes in immediately from the back end, and this hyper aggressive push did not really work out in their favor. The 2 best friends do get taken down, but White Horse, he's going to be running in with SMX on the backline. But on a gun round like this, they're going to be throwing it all away, trying to go for such a hyper-aggressive play. Skargard being able to take down 1. White Horse answers back onto Flex as well. And they're in such a good scenario. But Skargard, he needs to take 1 more kill, and he does find it at the bare minimum. 12 HP and a dream for his side. White Horse spots out 1, but he's going to get taken down. And Skargard left in a 1 versus 2 clutch scenario to try and take this away from the side of Team TAMILAS.
Now, 2v1 for Team TAMILAS. Rafa and the Cypher left remaining. Skargard with just 12 HP and a Phantom. He will go for the play, still will find the kill. Will pull out the classic, but Rafa on time, backing up his teammate, getting that final kill, making it 9-6 for Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS coming up huge in their buy round, but that was a really expensive buy round with 4 members going down, and we'll have to see if Far Esports can make them have them get punished for it, because Far Esports themselves also went for the investment. We'll see if Far Esports go for the force buy next round, or they actually go for the eco. Personally, I would prefer the eco, given the fact that you don't want to give Team TAMILAS that risky choice. You see Far Esports going for that eco, and Team TAMILAS with the full buys. Team TAMILAS on the attack. This is the round to bring back the lead to the 4 rounds it was in the first half. Team TAMILAS once again playing it really slow, looking for Far Esports to make a similar push as they did last time. And with Knight Rider peeking, it looks like that's going to happen. Knight Rider peeking will get caught out by Flex. Flex looking for another kill onto the breach down in Lambs. They will step back though. The fall line will come out to delay any sort of push whatsoever. But the spike is towards B side near Rafa, and that's where Team TAMILAS might choose to go.
That is just a sad sight to see. Reflex is pre-firing the angle, does catch out one. Jin catching out Scargod, trying to take him out on the shower angle, and for SMX being the only member remaining as the Hunter's Fury in hand and has a Spectre to boot to try and deal some form of a damage, and he's able to find 2 with the spray down. And SMX coming in massive to take down 2 members and take away 2 guns away from their side. And a well played round, I would say, from the side of both teams. Economically, you did some damage, and at the bare minimum, you prevented a spike plant, so they can't get any sort of extra money out of it.
Definitely. For Far Esports, that was the eco round. It was all about getting that extra credit in as much as possible and doing a bit of damage to Team TAMILAS. SMX getting the 2 kills onto Team TAMILAS meant that they do a significant bit of damage and get that extra kill credit into their pocket. But Far Esports, once again, back to that round deficit that they were when the round started. This time, though, it will be Knight Rider on the op, looking to hold it down. 3 members down at B, 2 members down at A. I have to really wonder about this strategy, considering that if there are 2 members down at A, would you rather have the Cypher at A? Would you rather have the Flex? Would you rather, sorry, not the Flex, the Operator? With neither the Cypher or the Operator down at A, really relying on the Brimstone and the Breach to be able to hold it down, and then heavily committing to B side, but it might just end up working out with 3 members of Team TAMILAS approaching B long here.
With 3 members approaching B long, but just gonna be waiting out on the A side, then this is such a dangerous play. Because think of it like this, they're waiting out on the A side, they're waiting for any sort of a hyper-aggressive push, any sort of a rotation coming out from the side of Far Esports that they're gonna be going for a flank. But just as I say, Knight Rider being able to take down 1 on the sonar, peeking out of that hookah angle, and they're gonna be on the back foot. Rafa falling dangerously low as well with 58 HP for his side, and they're looking to go for a push onto this B side. But with Knight Rider holding that Operator, chilling out onto the back of side, this is gonna be such a hard take for their end.
Cover going out.
5v4, Team TAMILAS, they've already lost Stoner. Now running back will get popped by Zoid, but instantly taken down by Knight Rider on the op. Knight Rider on the op will take down the real Zoid as well. White Horse holding it down, will take down Rafa, bring out the neural theft. Jin will take down Knight Rider, but instantly White Horse with the return kill onto Jin will be able to save that op now. Just Flex with that Phantom holding on for dear life with just 4 seconds left. The best he can do right now is go for the save, and you see him doing just that, looking for some exit frags for himself. Flex will just back up now. Far Esports doing extremely well. The fact that they stacked 3 members onto B side worked out really well with Team TAMILAS going for B side, and then Knight Rider with the op. That's something to be scared of.
Knight Rider with the AWP finding 3 with the running back clone as well. Those are the type of fights that you want to see coming out from Knight Rider. When he has that Operator, he has that level of confidence that we see from no other player. He's like him against the world and this trusty Operator. That is what you want to see. And that is the level of potential that Team Far Esports bring to the table. And Team TAMILAS, they are going to be struggling under that pressure. As long as Knight Rider has that Operator, they need to make sure to take him off multiple angles. And with Knight Rider constantly switching up his positions, he's never on the same side even once. But this time it may be a detriment as one of the members are going to be going down. But just as I say it, SMX, he calls it huge, gets the kill, gets the tag, and he's going to get another one on the Stoner. There's Sova, he's solo holding down this B side. He did his job. 2 members have gone down, and he's like, guys, I need your help. You need to take over this side for me now. I did my job. I'm gonna sit back, relax on my chair, and this is how it's all done, ladies and gentlemen.
SMX has been huge this match, continuously finding opening kills and clutches for the side of Far Esports. In this round, the Hunter's Fury used by both Jin and SMX, but it's actually SMX who gets that kill. And now Team TAMILAS with 2 man down, looking for a push onto B, where there are 3 members on site for Far Esports. This is going to be an even fight on site, and with the drone coming out for Jin, they're looking to suss out any pushes in elbow before they commit. Team TAMILAS playing it very,
30
very slow,
seconds
but
left.
using a lot of abilities and giving away their position. Far Esports knows exactly where Team TAMILAS is, and Reflex throwing out the smoke. This is Team TAMILAS committing to side B. The Blaze Storm will miss from Flex. SMX will take him down, and Shivi with another on Zoid will mean that that's a flawless round for Far Esports, and that's really gonna hurt the economy of Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS likely gonna end up going on the eco next round, and a chance for Far Esports to make it back close to even once again.
Close to even, and even Stevens is what they want to be, and you don't want to give a lot of rounds away, especially towards a team like Team TAMILAS. You cannot let them have that momentum and throw you under pressure. Far Esports being a team that they perform really well under pressure, but against a team such as Team TAMILAS, under pressure you will make mistakes, and one mistake is what gonna cost you. And Team TAMILAS, they're not gonna be slow on capitalizing on such mistakes. That is gonna hurt so much when you are going to fight a team of their caliber in the long run. They're just going to be waiting around and seeing if there is anything, any push that they can find. Nitroid missing his first upshot. This is just going to be one of those detrimental fights. Orbital Strike does connect, dealing a good amount of damage to multiple people. Shivi able to clean up Rafa going in out of the flank angle. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one of those rounds for the side of Far Esports. They're not going to be able to find Stoner being able to get that spike line. Does get a couple of extra credits under their boat for the eco round to boot. And Flex, he's just going to be holding out, holding strong with his trusty Sheriff in hand onto that U-Haul angle, but does get taken out by Knight Rider when Flex tries to go for a hyper aggressive peek, and Scargot getting that eco frag, boys, to finish it off and taking the scoreline to a 10-9.
Another flawless round for Far Esports. This was the eco round for Team TAMILAS. But Far Esports, they feel like they're just starting to ramp up, looking extremely strong on the defense side. From 8-4 to 10-9 now, the next round might just define how the latter half of this defensive half for Far Esports goes. Far Esports able to take down Team TAMILAS, and now in this bye round will be their chance to push it back to even scoreline. For me, Team TAMILAS though, I think what they really need to be doing is looking for picks like they did, which got them the first few rounds. The rush playstyle really does not suit them, because the rush playstyle easily defended by especially the Brimstone and the Breach, the Brimstone with the Molly, and then the Breach with the flash after flash after flash and the fault line for himself. Too much utility to just run up against. You see Team TAMILAS now spreading out completely, 4 members down at A, and Stoner lurking at B, looking for this push. Flex with the operator. We'll take another quick look at the scorecard, see how all the players are doing for themselves. SMX now with 20 kills, just leading the charge for Far Esports, and for Team TAMILAS, it's Flex and Zoid leading the charge. We'll have to see if it's the duelist coming out on top, or if it'll be the Hunter in SMX mowing down Team TAMILAS. 10-9, bye round for Team TAMILAS, a chance for Far Esports to push it back to even.
Initiators are one of those beautiful things of Valorant, that they have so much potential value that you can actually carry on initiators and you can get so many kills if you just know how to use your abilities right. And just as I said, Shivi able to get out Scargot from a very sticky situation that he put himself in on the side, using one of his flashes, using his fault line, using all of his utility. You can see so much value from their side. Knight Rider though holding out onto this B angle to try and see if there's any form of a rotation, any form of a push. But Team TAMILAS, they're playing it slow, just as you said before. They're playing it really slow, no hyper aggressive rush, but they're going for a huge fake. Knight Rider though, he's just gonna walk away from all of this.
Knight Rider now Knight Rider holding it down from there with the operator getting multiple kills. White Horse holding down Hookah will take down Team TAMILAS, who chose to go through the teleporter, and Team TAMILAS now caught between a rock and a hard place with just 2 members left. Rafa revealed by the recon bolt by SMX. Rafa just one man standing in the side, being defended by his teammate. Rafa will get taken down by White Horse from Hookah, and now it will be Stoner last man standing. Stoner waiting in this corner for someone to come up and not look to get down himself. Stoner wants a couple kills before he goes down, but it will be Scargot taking him down. 3 flawless rounds in a row for Far Esports, and that bye round means that with next round, Team TAMILAS, they either have to eco or force bye, but it's an economic advantage for Far Esports and a chance to take the lead for the first time in this matchup. Far Esports looking impenetrable in defense.
They're looking so strong and so potent on this defensive half. They've already decoded how Team TAMILAS play. And I have to give it a lot to Team TAMILAS. They are trying to make a lot of those bamboozle plays, but they're losing map control in the process. No one was there to really clear out hookah when they were taking the hookah teleport. And what is going to happen? You are trying to jump into hookah without any form of information, and that's gonna hurt so much for your side. For SMX, those chilling out on this hookah angle, right? Spots out two members with the owl drone. They know for a fact that this is gonna be a heavy B take, but slowly but surely they're gonna be pushing up. Stoner not checking the back corner. Spots out one, he spots out two, and for SMX with a double kill comes in massive for his side. Flexo, he's just gonna be chilling out in the left corner. Spots out SMX to take him down off guard, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a 4 versus 3 situation for the side of Team TAMILAS, and CA, they're rushing it onto the side. You need to take it away from me here, man.
Team TAMILAS rushing on B side. Jin with 2 kills, Rafa with another. Makes it a 2v1 for Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS clawing back from all the way from nothing to an advantage from themselves. They chose to go for the buys this round. They chose to invest, and they invested right because Team TAMILAS will be taking the lead once again in this matchup. What a round! First, Shivy doing really well with his teammates to get the first opening kills for Far Esports, but Team TAMILAS using the rotation really well. Going into B side, Jin and Rafa holding it down from the tin box angle, getting 3 kills and the advantage for Team TAMILAS. Team TAMILAS pulled it back from nothing, and that's exactly why they're called the Comeback Kings.
They are the comeback kings, and they perform the best when it comes to these high pressure scenarios. 11 and 10 scoreline, and I'm pretty sure Far Esports are sweating bullets right now. They cannot allow themselves to lose any more rounds at this stage. Their economy is gonna be hurting. They do not have a lot of money under their bank, with the win streak bonus gone for their side as well. This is just gonna be one of those rounds. They gotta make sure they take it away from the side of Team TAMILAS. They cannot afford to lose any more rounds further from this point, because under pressure, Far Esports do not perform up to the same caliber as a team like Team TAMILAS do. And with Rafa slowly creeping up on the CL angle, every angle has been cleared. Zoid has the flash in hand, pops it up, and uses takes the ultimate out, has to run it back available, and opts to go in for a hyper-aggressive push. Zoid, he's just gonna be running into the waiting arms of Stoner, who's chilling out on the smoke angle. Gets tagged down to 33 HP, and he needs to back out, but the side control has been taken over from the side of Team TAMILAS. But with the rolling thunder in hand, he's just gonna pop it out, and everyone's just gonna be going up into the skies. Jin takes out one, Jin takes out another, and he's playing it so clutch. Team TAMILAS in that advantage. 4 versus 2 scenario for the side of Far Esports. They're in such a bad place, and with Stoner coming in from the side, Jin takes another one. The Batman Zoma comes in so big, so fast, and Knight Rider needs to just book it with the operator in hand, going to the T spawn. And an amazing round coming up from Team TAMILAS, and I have to give it to that Sova Jin. He is just destroying the entirety of Team Far Esports.
Oh my god, Team TAMILAS, when you think they're down and out, they come back with a vengeance. They're that lion. You know how like male lions are generally really lazy and they don't really do a lot of work, but when you back them into a corner, they'll come back with this ferocious bite and just mow you down, rightly known as the strongest in the jungle. Team TAMILAS, they look exactly like that. When you think that the momentum is gone from them, 3 flawless back-to-back rounds of Far Esports, you think that Far Esports has taken everything they can in terms of tempo in this matchup. Team TAMILAS are like, no, we put a stop to it. They win that last round out of nowhere, and then they dominate in this round with Jin coming up huge. It's the battle of the Sovas, and right now Jin is reigning supreme. But SMX with 23 kills, not so far behind. Far Esports, they pulled it back from 8 to 4. Now they just need 2 rounds to take us to overtime. Far Esports, far will they go? We'll just have to see. But right now it's Team TAMILAS on the match point.
On that match point, and with their backs against the wall, they need to play their cards right. There is no way Far Esports can make a single mistake. They can make a single form of potential damage that they could have done. Flex uses the dash to get them into the sidelines, but with the ultimate being used, Flex taking massive amounts of damage, needs to jump into the hookah angle to try and see what they can do. Good idea from Flex to just spam out the smoke, uses the smoke to try and stop out as much as he can. Scenarios are being taken. Jin takes out on the Scar God, but Chibi comes in huge, taking out on the Stoner, and Knight Rider taking a headshot on the Flex, And for SMX with the Hunter's Fury, taking out his clone in a 2 versus 4 scenario. Zoid just chilling out outside of showers. And this is gonna be a really hard fight for the side of Team TAMILAS. Opting to go for a save wouldn't be such a bad idea, but they could opt to go for the plant as well and try and close out this game. 4 versus 2 scenario for the side of Team TAMILAS. Who's gonna come out on top?
This is the upper bracket semi-finals and both the teams top tier. Now back into the round. Far Esports, they were 4v2, but Zoid taking one down makes it 3v2. Still, only Zoid and Rafa left, and it's Far Esports with the man advantage. SMX and Night Rider now rotating in from B, looking for the retake with the help of White Horse. White Horse holding it down from heaven, will drop down now. White Horse will take down Rafa, and SMX, we just... White Horse throwing out the neural theft, and Zoid just waiting down in the showers, hoping to get something done, hoping to delay the spike for as long as possible. Has no utility for himself, so just has to go for the gun plant. But SMX is going for the diffuse. SMX, the top fragger for the side of Far Esports, pulls through that diffuse, well defended by White Horse and Night Rider to pull it back to 12 to 11 for Far Esports. Oh my god, this is just the first set of upper bracket semi-finals, but you can see why these teams, they made it so far. Both the teams so damn good under pressure, but it's Far Esports who are able to respond really well in this round. Night Rider with the AWP getting a kill and making it sure that Team TAMILAS, they have nowhere to go, even though Team TAMILAS are able to penetrate A site. White Horse holding it down from heaven, making sure that they never actually get site control. Far Esports able to take that round for themselves. Hopefully they take us to overtime.
One more round, and Far Esports, their dreams of winning this first map are still alive, ladies and gentlemen. Smart SMX spots out one with the owl drone. Note that Rafa is just going to be chilling out on the back angle. The enemy owl drone has been used by Jin as well to try and make some form of space, try and make Far Esports make a mistake. But with the disciplined play coming out from their side, this is just going to be so hard and so difficult moving forward into a lot of these fights. 12 and 11. Far Esports are going to be feeling it. In Team TAMILAS, they want to close it out. They do not want to give any form of chances towards the side of Far Esports. That's such a close game. You cannot go into that overtime. This is going to be such a long set, and the stamina is going to be waning for both of these teams.
Now, 12-11, stamina definitely has to be waning, but these are top tier teams and they live for the action. Scarguard takes down Flex, gives a man advantage to Far Esports. The action is where these teams thrive, and you see Team TAMILAS going for just that. An aggressive push onto A.
30 seconds left.
Will get stopped by Night Rider in the up angle. Scarguard takes down Zoid as well. We're taking overtime for V1. Just Jin left standing. Night Rider will take him down with that Blade Storm. 12 to 12. First map of this best of 3 in the upper bracket semi-finals of the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, and we are going to overtime. Let's go.
It's been such a long time since we have last said this, but overtime is where the crunch begins, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams are going to be feeling it. They are going to play out of their minds that they want to take it away. We're going to be seeing plays after plays and new strats coming out. And Zoid, he's looking at Flex being like, boy, we got to do this, boy. You got to sit down and you got to get those headshots, okay, boy? Zoid and Flex having that conversation on the side, and they are going to be taking it hard and they're going to be taking it fast. No turning back now. Both teams on overtime. Who's gonna come up on top? Team TAMILAS or Far Esports going into the next map?
And chat, I want you to tell me that if you think Team TAMILAS are gonna come out on top, that's hashtag TTOP for you in the chat. If you think it's gonna be Far Esports, that's hashtag FarWeGo. Show your support for these amazing teams and we'll find out soon who's able to clutch through on overtime and which one of you in chat is right now. 12 to 12, the key factor about overtime is that everything resets. Your economy resets, your ult cooldown resets every single round. So it's not like you can really gain an advantage every round. Every round you have to make a really good play. Every round you have to make a stand and pull it back for themselves. Team TAMILAS, Far Esports, it will be Team TAMILAS on the defense once again, going from the attack last time, and it will be Far Esports on the attack. One other really important fact about the overtime is that you only get 5,000 credits to start. So if you want to go for the operator on the defense side, you get no armor, no utility, no abilities, nothing. I will take a quick look at the scorecard to see the loadouts for both teams. you will see that for the side of Team Tamilas on defense, I assume Flex will be going from the operator, given his position in heaven right now. With the way they're stacking up B side, the Cypher and Flex in A, Flex going for the operator complete blast cannon could end up being the best play of the tournament or a really backfiring play for Team Tamilas. We'll have to see. But right now, Far Esports, they're committing to aggressive B push. 4 members going down B long, 1 member in B hookah. Far Esports, they're gonna find an empty site.
They're gonna find an empty site indeed, and with a dash in, Knight Rider goes in hard, but Jin, he's already gonna be waiting. He takes down 2, he's gonna take down 3. This Sova is massive. Rafa's gonna come here and clean up one more, but with Whitehorse being the only one left, Jin didn't get the ace, but this madman on this hookah angle, taking down head after head, body after body. He's just gonna make the ground red with all of his kills coming forward, and Far Esports, it's gonna take it out by 1 man and a Rafa, of course. And Team Tamilas, they're gonna be looking strong on this defensive half, moving forward into the attacking side.
The 3 members in hookah ended up being this extremely good 5-hit play, because Far Esports, they find the site empty and they dash in aggressively, looking to take them down. But Jin holding it down from hookah window, able to get kill after kill after kill, just stop Far Esports in their tracks, and once again push Team Tamilas onto match point. Now Team Tamilas, they're on the attacking side and Far Esports on the defensive side. I assume Knight Rider will be going for the op, especially with that positioning for himself. We'll have to see if that op comes into play or if Team Tamilas just go for a hard rush. Now Team Tamilas slowly pushing in from showers. They won't find Whitehouse sitting right there. No, Stoner is right there. Stoner playing really sneaky. Team Tamilas, they go for the dash. They get the ult point. They back out. They're trying to make as much noise as possible before they commit. And with Zoid and Jin lurking, they might just find kills off of rotations. Team Tamilas not willing to commit, but Knight Rider in that cubby with the operator will get first blood onto Stoner and put a huge question mark onto what Team Tamilas really wants to do. They can't go to B side with the Cypher. They can't go to A side with the operator. We might just be getting more overtime at 13-13, folks.
13-13, and the overtime are just gonna be taking, and the stamina must be waning as well. One team has to make a mistake, and this is where we see the morale and we see the discipline of the teams coming through. The longer the game goes, the more harder it's gonna be. Zoid making so much noise, going up and into and out of these cyber cages, but where will they actually go is the real question. As you said, the Cypher's just chilling out on the B side, 1 more onto the A side. Chibi takes down 1 on the Rafa, 2 members going down for the side of the attack. 12 seconds left on the clock. They need to start executing onto this A side, ladies and gentlemen. But with the bomb gonna be going down soon enough, the bomb has gone down. Skargar needs to get this kill. He does find it onto Jin. Zoid though, he's still alive, but Knight Rider able to take him down. And Flex just chilling out on his back corner, gets taken out by Whitehorse. And ladies and gentlemen, 30-13 scoreline, and the overtime continues.
13-13, and both these teams look unbeatable on defense. It'll be the team who's able to take a point on attack first who might just end up winning the match. Remember, guys, this is Team Tamilas' choice of map, so it's up to Team Tamilas to take the advantage in the fact that this is their home map and push it through. But Far Esports, they're continuously putting up an amazing fight. From 8-2 to 12-12, now 13-13. Both the teams on par with each other, at each other's throats, not willing to let go of any ground whatsoever. 23 kills for Jin, 24 kills for SMX. Bind is the battle of the Sova.
Bind is the battle of the Shovas, and the shock darts are reigning supreme, ladies and gentlemen. But Knight Rider finds that first thing on the Rafa, who goes in a bit too fast. He goes in for the rotation, does get caught out, and with the 1 member going down on defense at CA, you don't need me to tell you how dangerous that is. 1 member going down on defense is like 2 people going down on attack, and this is just gonna hurt so much for the side of Team Tamilas. They need to give more presence to one side, and they're opting to go for an A side take, but they're gonna be going for the 5-head play. They're gonna be waiting it out, and Knight Rider just chilling out under this angle. Whitehorse just waiting to see if there's any sort of hyper-aggressive push. They want them to second-guess themselves, but with no noise onto this A side, they're going to be opting to go towards B. And Jin, he's going to be coming. He has the recon bolt in hand, and he needs to get some form of information for his team to work with. But Zoid, playing it very disciplined, playing it very slow, just going to be waiting it out. They're going to be pushing forward into the side, and the side executor's just going to be running through. Zoid tries to use the hot hands, but he's not going to be able to find it. They're not going to be checking out this elbow angle. Zoid just chilling it out in the back of there. Scargod is gonna peek through the smoke. He's gonna get caught out by Zoid. There is nothing much that they could do. 4 versus 4 scenario going forward. Recon bolt has been used from the side of Jin. He's just gonna be holding it out. Jin finds one onto White Horse, but they're not gonna be spotting out Knight Rider. He's just chilling out on his back ankle. Spots the gun barrel of Stoner being able to take him down. Jin though, he's just gonna be waiting at it for just a little while longer. It Flakes takes down one onto Shibi. The smoke had a gap in between, but he's gonna be able to find that. Jin takes another one. 2 versus 1 scenario for the side of SMX. This is what the scenario that where he reigns supreme, ladies and gentlemen. But with the spike plant being defused, he's gonna be able to find one, but Zoid comes up on top. He's gonna be able to find it, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward, Team TAMILAS get another round off the board.
For a one-man army, my guy, he literally just holds down B-side all by himself with help from Jin, of course, the top fragger. But Zoid, with that patience in elbow, gets the first kill onto Scargard and then is able to cause so much problem for Team Far Esports, because even though Far Esports push into B-side, even though they get the spike plant, they're not able to get control of the elbow angle or the halls angle, meaning that they're stuck in small situations where they really can't get their post-plant positions. And then Zoid, from the elbow angle, getting kill after kill, using his utility to perfection, getting Team TAMILAS in that round once again to match point despite losing Rafa at the start. Now Far Esports on defense though, they've looked just as unstoppable, but Knight Rider, he's pushing in aggressively. He gets that kill onto Rafa once again, makes it 5 versus 4 for Far Esports.
5 versus 4 indeed, but with the spray downs coming out from both sides and with an amazing pop flash to boot from the side of Shibi to take him down. This is gonna hurt so much more, with Flex taking good amount of damage coming out from the shock dart, and Knight Rider on his trusty operator taking down another one on a Stoner. 2 versus 5 scenario. The defensive rounds for both teams, they're looking so strong, so decisive. And Team TAMILAS being on that back foot, and Knight Rider taking another one on the operator, taking out Flex. Jin gets spotted out by the owl roll. They know his last known position and he has nowhere to run. He has nowhere to hide, just as Cypher would have said. And they're probably gonna hunt him down, and we're gonna be seeing White Horse opting for that push, being able to take down Jin. And the defensive half goes flawlessly for the side of Far Esports.
Switching sides.
14 to 14.
Overtime.
Each team look unbeatable on defense, speaking a huge amount as to each team's coordination and communication in the game. Knight Rider with the operator this time, pushing in really aggressively down a long, a short, could have been caught out, but instead makes it work. Then gets that third kill onto Flex towards the end to cap it off. Knight Rider huge on the out, but this time it's going to be Flex. Jin with 25 kills, Zoid and Flex with 19, leading the charge for Team TAMILAS. SMX and Knight Rider with 25, leading the charge for Far Esports. Now Far Esports pushing in aggressively. They want to push in aggressively in multiple angles and look for picks before they commit. The spike is dropped off in a safe location. Team TAMILAS, 2 members down at A. Rafa down in mid, now looking to rotate with Zoid and Jin holding down B. Far Esports, they're playing it very slow. They do not want to unnecessarily commit. They understand just as how good they are on defense. Team TAMILAS are just as good on defense, and they want to make sure that they get a small advantage before they commit. Now, Far Esports, they picked up the spike on Knight Rider, and all of them now rotating towards A, with Flex changing his position. This might be a really important push for Far Esports. The first team to take the attacking point will get a huge advantage.
They're gonna get a huge advantage indeed, and Stoner getting spotted out by 1. It's gonna take so much good amount of damage, but he's probably gonna be finding one onto Knight Rider. He's looking for another one, but Chibi able to retaliate. He's able to find that frag off, but Rafa comes in from the side, and this is trade for trade, blow for blow for both sides, and they're taking it all onto their board. The spike has gone down for there, and Chibi does get spotted out by the recon bolt. Lineups are gonna be coming in from Jin soon enough, but with Zoid pushing up onto this elbow angle, has the flash in hand, pops it, but for SMX, he's in the position to go in for this fight. And spots out the operator sitting out on that side. Jin finds one. The Hunter's Fury has been used from the side of Far SMX. He's gonna be able to find it, and the attacking round goes in the favor of Far Esports. The defensive rounds, they have looked so strong and they have looked so flawless. The Team TAMILAS are not able to break through in this next round. They lost this map.
The Mac, you were absolutely phenomenal in that round. As I said earlier, the fact that you always in every single overtime round end up resetting your ult cooldown and your economy. Your ult cooldown goes down to half of what your actual cooldown is, and SMX picking up multiple kills here is able to get his ult back using the Hunter's Fury to get a kill and secure the round for Far Esports in the attacking half. Far Esports taking down Team Tamilas in their attacking round will mean the ball is up to Team Tamilas to pull it back, because Far Esports, they've looked unassailable on defense. Now Team Tamilas, they're aggressively pushing in onto A. Team Tamilas, they want to make sure that they have a chance to fight back in this round. Jin going for the plant, but Shivi will find the opening kill onto Zoid. 4 versus 5, Team Tamilas have the plant but no sight.
They have no side and they have no chance with two members going down. Take it, 3 members with White Horse coming up on the helm. Magsy's just gonna be chilling out on this back ankle. There is no way they can be getting back onto this side, ladies and gentlemen. White Horse taking down another one on the flanks, and the spike being defused, and Far Esports with such an amazing fight coming out from both teams come up on top, and the overtime takes down, making it a 14-16 with Far Esports on the top helm of it all, taking the first map.
16-14 was the scoreline in this map. Far Esports all the way down from 8-2 against them to 16-14, winning this map for themselves. This was Team Tamilas' choice of map. So Far Esports, they're gonna have so much confidence going into the next map. They look perfect on defense. Knight Rider with the op is a scary sight to watch, and him doing just that will be able to take them down. But my MVP, as you can see, SMX 269 ACS, 28 kills for himself. On point was this guy, always with the Sova. Jin not too far behind though, this proving the battle of the Sovas. Now that was an amazing matchup. We got 30 rounds of just jam-packed action, and we'll take a second to go through the entire matchup with the Relive the Moment, powered by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook. Brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, Aggressive, what I want to talk to you about first as we start this entire discussion off is the compositions. Far Esports bringing this solo duelist composition, putting a lot of pressure and fate onto Knight Rider, but that pressure and faith really panned out. Even though they dropped a lot of rounds in the first half, they made a resurgence assault towards the end of the first half, making it to 8-4 and then pushing it 12-12 and eventually winning the map off at 16-14.
Think of it like this. Shibi, I think, was really having a hard time of knowing how to use his utility against the side of Team Tamilas, but Shibi being one of those players, we have seen him adapt really quickly when it came to a lot of these situations. He knows how to use his utility, he knows how to play his cards right when he's in those situations. And we have seen them succeed the most when exactly? When Shibi was able to capitalize on all of his flashes, all of his utility to flush out every single member from the side of Team Tamilas, I mean. You have to give it to Shibi. He had a rough beginning, but when it came down to the very last second, Shibi came out huge with every single one of his flashes at least blinding on one person, and the entirety of his team able to capitalize on it, getting at least a bare minimum of 2 frags before he goes down or before someone goes down. And that is everything that came out on the that is all I have to say about the Far Esports winning it out. Shibi coming out on top with his utility, able to set up his teammates perfectly for every single situation, and we have to give it to SMX. The Sovas were just insane in every single one of his plays. Hunter Fury, every single time we get a kill. Shock Dart, some form of a damage, some form of a kill, some form of information was always found out. The Sovas came in so huge, and on a map like Bayern, when you have such high-skilled Sovas on your team, that is where you get the value, that is where you get the potential from either side of the teams to come out truly. Valorant is an information game, not only just a game about fragging. And here is where I would say Far Esports are able to take the boot, because as I said before, Breach initiates team play in comparison to Phoenix, where he needs to start the fight and he needs to find something and your teammate needs to follow. Breach is going to set up multiple members while Phoenix is going to set himself up, and then you need to be running back after him.
Yeah, definitely. The team play coming in from Far Esports was undeniable. In their and undeniably instrumental in them picking up the win. Beautifully played by Far Esports. But believe it or not, that was just map 1. We've got 2 more coming up for you. And while we go set for those up, make sure you check out the links in the description below, because there are some amazing discounts for LG monitors set up just for you. Make sure you also go grab your friends, go grab your squad, go grab your team, and go down into the links. Register for Series 4. The registration is now open. Get your spot in ASAP. Now, while we go set up for game 2, make sure you also like, share, subscribe. Every map, every stream, there is a Valorant point giveaway and a chance for you to get that extra cash for yourself. Now, while we go set up for game 2, remember you're watching the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD. We'll see you real soon.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Let's make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young, baby, while we're
Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challenger Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with ACT as our favorite partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back for Map 2 between Team TAMILAS and Far Esports. Far Esports, in a really intense matchup, were able to take down Team TAMILAS in Map 1, 16-14. And if we have anything similar in Map 2, we're set in for a banger. Aggressive, what do you think is going to happen here?
Map 2, a map of split. And we are going to be seeing Far Esports going into split. I don't need to tell you how potent and how powerful Far Esports is when it comes to a map series split. This is their crutch map, and this is where we have seen them succeed the most, even against all of the other top high-level competitors that they've thrown down into the lower brackets. And TT need to bring their A game. They need to pull out something out of their back pocket that we have never seen them do, because Far Esports are going to look extremely strong when it comes to this map.
Yeah, definitely. I think we know for a fact how good Far Esports can be, but the same carried over in Map 1 when we knew how good TT can be, and the fact that Far Esports were able to claw back such a huge disadvantage and get the round win for themselves in overtime means that both of these teams, they're really, really close in terms of caliber. It's just going to become a question of who is able to find that edge. Far Esports 1-0 lead now. Going into game, instantly looking at the compositions, practically the same composition for Far Esports, with the big difference of SMX switching out from the Sova to the Omen. We expect that to happen because of the fact that Sova not really considered a great agent on split. That will mean that you see Scarguard shifting from the Brimstone onto his usual off raise on that duelist. For Team TAMILAS though, aggressive, there's 3 duelists coming out. Team TAMILAS, they're coming out with a bang.
Coming out with a bag, and they were mad. Rafa joining the fray as well this time around. I don't think we saw Rafa on that. Oh yeah, sorry. Rafa was there onto these Omen. I'm so not used to him not being on anything else other than Omen. This time going onto the Jet for his side instead. And with the triple duelist strategy on a map like Split, it really does work out if you're going to be playing a lot of those angles hyper aggressively. But Zoid being the only single flasher, it's going to be a bit more difficult to get into a site that is like Split. And I really believe that they're going to play a much more Far Esports strategy, because they're just going to be jumping onto the side, using that raise, using the Jet to try and make a lot of pressure and to alleviate a lot of the potential angles that they can get caught off guard, using a lot of the utility being present coming out from the triple duelist strategy. And from here, we're going to be seeing a very heavy mid take. They have the mid control, and Team TAMILAS, they do not really fight for this mid control often, and they're going to be opting to go in for it immediately. Jin, though, spotting. Probably going to spot out one, has the paranoia in hand to go in for that play, but he needs to be very careful, because Knight Rider, he's just going to be chilling out on the high mid angle. He is in the rafters, but they're going to be pushing it onto this A side. They have control of the entire map, but where will Far Esports go is the real question.
TAMILAS willingly giving up control of mid and A heaven. We'll have to see if this pans out, because that's usually something you never want to do.
Oh no.
Now Far Esports pushing in through A heaven into side. Shivi will get the kill onto Rafa, and Far Esports, having taken control of heaven, will now start pulling into side.
Oh, no.
Far looking down long, will get caught out by Shivi from heaven, making 5v3 for Far Esports. They will get the spike planted, and a really interesting choice by Team TAMILAS in this first round to stack multiple members in the site of the Cypher and to leave mid completely wide open. Whitehorse now on the Cypher will get that kill onto Jin, take him down, make it 5v2. The spike is planted and it's going to be Flex and Stoner to pull off a miracle retake. Now Far Esports, they're spread themselves out. They're looking to just adopt post-plant positions. Scargod with one and SMX taking down an unaware Stoner will mean it's a flawless first round for Far Esports. Far Esports continuing the tempo they had in last match's overtime, continuing their momentum and taking down Team TAMILAS in a flawless first round.
The one thing I have to tell you, Team TAMILAS, do not give up mid control. I'm pretty sure you are an amazing team and you have done your homework on a team of Far Esports' caliber. You know they love to take that mid control, they love to play the rotations, and they love to take control of the rotation angles that you can have. You have seen them, they didn't even care about the side. They first of all went to CT, cleared out CT, made sure that Rafa is as good as dead before they went in onto the side. One going through CT, one going from up heaven. They do not leave any angles to be covered, and we are seeing their strategies coming in over and over and over again, and Far Esports already have control over the B side, and this is just a tried and true playstyle for the side of Far Esports.
Far Esports in this round with the weapon advantage, Team TAMILAS, you assume they would be going on the eco. Far Esports able to take the first 2 kills for themselves with Scargod and SMX each finding 1. And SMX pushing in aggressively will get taken down by Flex and punished for his aggressive push. Now it will be Flex, Rafa, Flex, Zoid and Stoner holding it down for Team TAMILAS, looking to cause some damage onto Far Esports. Flex waiting in the corner, waiting for another aggressive push. Zoid caught out by the trapfire. With the bomb continuously going down, Zoid chooses to back off with that information given away. Throws out the hot hands, brings Scargod to 2 HP, takes down Shivy and Whitehorse. Zoid will also cause Scargod to be dead with himself. Zoid caused a ton of damage to Far Esports, but it's Far Esports taking that round.
Cause a lot of damage, and this is what happens when you get a bit too hyper aggressive, when he gets a bit too confident. You going through a Phoenix volley, that's not gonna help a lot. And with the classic right clicks raining true in the heads, they're just gonna get domed over and over again. You never do that, especially when it is a player of Zoid's caliber. He's gonna hit those headshots no matter what. And that was a really good round, I would say, from the side of Team TAMILAS to take away 2 Spectres, but they're still gonna be able to upgrade to Vandals. They're gonna be able to upgrade to Phantoms at the bare minimum. So that is not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be another mid take for the side of Far Esports. They're clearing out the angles and Flex falling dangerously low. Here's the auto queue of the Roomba coming through, being able to take him down just down to 30 HP. And this is just going to be another one of those slow takes, slowly taking mid control, slowly taking side control, and they're just going to be waiting to see if Team TAMILAS are going to be playing it hyper aggressively, because they need to try and take some control away from the side of Far Esports.
TAMILAS choosing to be extremely defensive. You see Stoner puts the trapfire down in B heaven and backs off. And now Flex making the rotation onto A, allowing Zoid to be able to control A heaven. It's going to be up to Far Esports to make the first move. This is the buy round for both the teams. After 4 members of Far Esports going down last round, they had to have made the investment this round. And now Stoner playing really defensive will take down SMX, but instantly get taken down by Shivy as a return kill. 4v4, and now you can see Far Esports having caused some noise down in B, making their way onto A. Rafa holding it down will be able to take down Shivy, and that's the spike down for Far Esports. Rafa just holding down from Rams will get taken down by Whitehorse. Now Zoid caught unaware by Night Rider on the flank will mean it's a man advantage for Far Esports in a 3v2 situation. Flex, he's just hiding in this corner. He only has 30 HP, and with 3 members going towards him, he has to make a miracle play.
He needs to make a miracle play, and it's gonna happen right now. Flex coming in huge, just sitting back behind the curtains, ladies and gentlemen, able to take down 2. Scargod with only 2 seconds remaining is gonna be able to take out Flex, but it's not gonna be enough as such a miracle play comes out from the side of Team TAMILAS. Them not checking the entirety of back of sight. It's gonna hurt so much. It's Flex played it so expertly. He waited it out, tried to see what he can do, tried to see what he can find, and he finds 2 at the bare minimum. And such a well done play from the side of Team TAMILAS to take 1 round off the board from Far Esports.
Flex doing beautifully that round, playing in a position that nobody expected him to be in, is able to find kills onto the backs of multiple members of Far Esports and take them down, give Team Tamilas a round in that buy round. Now you can see for Far Esports is just Scarguard with that full loadout, the rest of their members on the eco. Team Tamilas with full buys. This is Team Tamilas' chance to not just make it even, but also to gain the economic advantage going forward. Team Tamilas, they're just playing it very, very slow. You see the Cypher utility set up in A with Rafa and Zoid holding it down. And once again, they're willing to give up mid advantage and allow the Far Esports to flow into them. I like this strat if they're able to continuously keep track of the angles, continuously make sure that they're not giving up unnecessary ground. Because what this does is keep Far Esports tunneled down only onto mid. This is a very risky strat though, because the moment one entry breaks, the entire side breaks. We'll have to see if Far Esport is able to make that first break or if Team Tamilas hold it down strong.
With an eco rush coming out from their side, they're opting to go for A, because that is where the angles are much more longer though. If you're going to be going for a rush play tactic, it's either go through A heaven, go through B heaven, I'm sorry, go through B heaven, rush in onto spawn, try and get as much damage as you possibly can, and then move over to the A or B side. But just as I say, Zoid has to take down one, but the shots do not range to green. Shivi able to take him down with the well-placed share of headshot. Shivi with another one onto Rafa. The side has been broken into, and the spike plant is going to be going down. Shivi though, 1 HP and a trim for his side. Able to upgrade to some better guns, able to upgrade to some Spectres, to some Phantoms at the bare minimum. 3 versus 3 post-run scenario for the side of Far Esports and Team Tamilas, and they're just going to be waiting it out onto this heaven angle. We're going to be seeing Jin use one, but the Rolling Thunder does come out to stop out any forms of pusher for just a little while longer. Goldline as well, he's just going to be chilling out, and he's playing his time so well. And this is being so well done. Scargod takes another one. They're going to be rushed onto, and we're going to be seeing poor old Shimmy just sitting behind screens. He's going to take so much damage, and he's like, run around the Rosie, and Shimmy, he fights it. Such a madman, an amazing play from the 1 HP clutch master known as Shimmy.
Man, Shiri had 1 HP. First, he started the push for Esports, getting the first 2 kills with his Sheriff. He also ended the story for Team Tamilas, getting those last 2 kills in the exact same spot that Flex was hiding out. I have to wonder if Team Tamilas, given that they already went through that spot with the hiding, were not the fact that they did not check that spot really ended up costing them. But Shivi holding on with 1 HP, getting that eco round for Far Esports, pushing them to a 3-1 lead here. Now Team Tamilas on the eco, they're gonna have to make some sort of play happen. Now Jin, he's the only one with the Phantom, just gets instantly taken down. Knight Rider will get the open first blood for Far Esports, and Team Tamilas now left to just pistols. The only member they had with an assault rifle already gone down.
I still can't get that thing out of my head. Shivi, you madman, and that was a merry-go-round and a half. You just played your cards so well and so right, and you deserve that round when you play Valorant at such a high caliber. Shivi just on point today, but Stoner, he's already had Scargot's phone number, calls him up with a shotty, and ding-a-ding-ding, his head goes clean off. Rafa gets one with the Blade Storm in hand. He's gonna be able to find it, but 3 versus 3 post-plan scenario for their side. Team Tamilas, they finally have some form of information for their end, but with Zoid going down and a Blade Storm in hand, and poor old Flex and Rafa just sitting out on this heaven side, they're just gonna have such a bad time trying to go for anything. Flex spamming through boxes, not gonna be able to find it. Rafa gets caught off guard by Knight Rider, and Whitehorse comes in from the side to take out Flex, and a 1-4 scoreline for the side of Far Esports. They're looking so strong and so potent on this map.
Far Esports, this is their map, this is their choice, and you can see that coming through. Now a 4-1 scoreline, they have a huge lead. Split is generally considered a defense-sided map, but the fact that Team Tamilas have 3 duelists, I'm gonna assume that they would prefer to be on the attacking side, and for them it's gonna be about at least getting to an even stage and then taking the fight to Far Esports. Team Tamilas now, that was their last eco round. This is gonna be their chance to fight back in the full buy round. Rafa Gets the opening kill onto Knight Rider. Flex with another. Team Tamilas fighting back indeed. Already 5v3. This is their buy down. This is them fighting back. Making the comeback from 4-1. Looking to make it 4-2.
We're looking to make it 4-2, and White Horse on the helm of it all takes one kill, but he's just gonna be evening up the painful one after the next. But an amazing stray shot coming up from Rafa to take down White Horse to 1 HP. That one tap did not rate stream because it is a phantom, ladies and gentlemen, but does deal quite a lot of mental damage and puts a lot of pressure onto White Horse. He has that 10 HP. He needs to play his cards right, otherwise he will die. But immediately we're able to see SMX coming in huge, taking one onto Jin, but with 51 seconds left on the clock, they need to either go for the rotate. The spike is still at spawn, and Chibi, he needs to pick it up and make a beeline for the B side.
3-2 Team Tamilas, they have the advantage for Far Esports. They're making the rotation all the way to B. For Stoner, his camera is set up at B, so if he's able to pop that up just as he does now, he should be able to spot out the push by Far Esports. Flex holding it down for Heaven will take down Shivy. Flex using the help of the camera to get another kill for himself on White Horse. Flex with the triple in this round, and it's Team Tamilas fighting back. I love the way Team Tamilas, they got really creative this round and pushed in from their defensive half, using the power of having multiple duelists on their team to get those opening 2 kills in Rafa and Flex. Rafa, he's the OG duelist for Team Tamilas. Before we saw Zoid and Tag coming into Team Tamilas, it was Rafa always playing the duelist, and it's really nice to see him picking up his original role in that. Now on the Jet, looking to make his mark. This is the full buy round for both teams, and with the bank looking really small for both teams, this round really important to economy. For Esports, they're going for heavy mid control with the help of the breach, and Team Tamilas this time, they're not willing to just give it up. They're contesting it. You can see Rafa waiting down in mid once.
There.
He's just gonna be waiting it out. He's gonna be biding his time, but who's gonna be pushing up into that smoke of mid vents is a real question. The mid vent smoke has dissipated, and now they're just gonna be holding it down. They do deal some damage. Here's the tailwind coming out from Rafa. He does get spotted out, gets tagged down to 51 HP, and he needs to back off. Mid control has been taken again from the side of Far Esports, and they have all of their sides open to them. They can either go A, they could either go B, but which side are they going to take as the timer is ticking down? 56 seconds remaining on the clock, and they need to get a move on to if they want to go for a rotation play, if they're going to be holding down one side. But with the paint shells coming through, they're delaying it so much, and without the flasher being present, with no flasher being present for their side, Far Esports need to just make a run for it or make a beeline for it. 36 seconds remaining on the clock. They do not have much time, and they need to start executing now. And just as I say, Knight Rider pushes up onto this A-heaven angle. He's causing so much damage, but the spike is still sitting on market.
Fire in the hole!
Now Shivy will go back for the spike just as White Horse gets first blood onto Jin. Skargar with the showstopper looking for somebody. The timer running out. Will not find, just has to throw it out. Will not get any damage done. 13 seconds left. It'll be Stoner taking down Knight Rider, holding down B side for his team. Shivy will go for the spike plan with the lack of time, but Flex with that showstopper will stop them in their tracks. Flex with 2 and Flex with his third. Zoid chiming in as well, and it's 3-4 for Team Tamilas. Team Tamilas on a resurgent roll, looking to push it back.
That spike be sitting there for so long has to hurt. They need to take side control, and they need to take it quickly. On a map like Split, I understand you want to play the fog, but when your enemy team has ultimates, when they have ultimates like the showstopper and the run it back, you cannot really afford to play your time like that, because they have the potential to stop a lot of your pushes. And what can you do in those kind of situations? Team Far Esports a bit far behind when it came to that take. And no, that was not a pun. I am sorry. Moving forward into this fight though, Team Tamilas being able to take the round is gonna hurt a lot economically. And Knight Rider being forced to go on that eco has the knives in hand. If he opts to do so, uses the tail window at the very beginning and spots out one at the bare minimum, being Stoner, gets tags him down just a tiny little bit. But Rafa being able to clean out 2 immediately for their side, and Team Tamilas, they're looking strong to take away this eco round away from the side of Team Tamilas. Sorry, from the side of Team Far Esports.
Just Skargar left for Far Esports, throws out the paint grenade, flush out anyone in. Will tag him down real low, but Jin backing up his teammate. Flex with that paint grenade, flushing out Skargar, and Jin finishing up the work will mean it's a flawless round for Team Tamilas, and now a 4-4. this next round is going to be pivotal because that last round was the eco round for the side of FAR. This next round is going to be their buy. They're going to invest heavily into this round, and they're going to look to make sure that they have the advantage going forward. Remember, chat, it's hashtag FARWeGo if you are in support of FAR Esports, and hashtag TTOP in support of Team Tamilas. Now 4-4, both teams at an evil stalemate. It's up to each team to look to establish their mark and take the lead further. FAR Esports, they're playing this very differently. They're going with Knight Rider and White Horse rushing down A. Knight Rider on the op, looking for aggressive peaks. The Cloudburst, though, will deny him any angle whatsoever.
Ooh.
Right, Rafa will take him down. Rafa not expecting the op to be there, will get surprised, and that will be first blood for FAR Esports. The spike, though, it's still a mid. Knight Rider just holding down A, allowing his teammates to push into B.
We have to remember that SMX does have the ultimate in hand if he opts to go for any sort of those fast rotation plays. And that is what you want to see. The Omen always having the spike in a lot of these situations. And the Rolling Thunder throwing up Flex up into the air. He's not going to be able to fight it. And Scargod not checking the corner, but because of the Rolling Thunder, does come out on top into that engagement. 3 versus 5 scenario going forward for the side of Team Tamilas. Zoe trying to hold down the side alone, but he does get spotted out. And with the neural theft coming out from Whitehorse as well, this is gonna hurt so much. Just get caught out trying to go for a blind, and Jin being the only one remaining wants to do some damage, but a team ace for the side of FAR Esports, and this is why Split is their map.
There's no better way to pull back the momentum in your favor, to take the tempo by the caller and push it forward than a team ace. Team Tamilas doing brilliantly to make, FAR Esports doing brilliantly to make sure that they continue the lead that they have had throughout this map in their favor. Now 4-5. That op especially coming out huge for FAR Esports. Knight Rider doing really well. FAR Esports getting creative. Knight Rider pushing into A Rams, getting that open kill, setting it up for FAR. Now for the side of Team Tamilas, you see Flex, he's picked up the op for himself, holding down the B garage angle. Flex will get, will meet Scargod there, but both of them right now just playing very, very safe. FAR Esports 3-man pushing down B, and Cypher lurking down at A in White Horse. They're also looking to not overcommit, looking to play very slow. Both of the teams, they have full loadouts this round, and this round just as important as the last for FAR Esports, not just to take the lead, but to reach the 6th round mark, where as attackers you feel really safe and really confident. FAR Esports, they're taking mid control, pushing into mid vents, now looking to funnel in onto B or A.
They're looking to funnel in, but when you consider this fact that they're going to be following it in, but Rafa, he's not changing his angles, he's gonna get caught out. Whoa, what? Knight Rider, he finds it though. Oh my god, I honestly thought Rafa was gonna come on top on that engagement, but Knight Rider way too quick for it. The reaction time of this man is so pristine, and that was so fast and so quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure Rafa was ready for it. He had his cursor head level, but he couldn't click fast enough. And I have to give it to FAR Esports to take that first pick off, and they have they have control over this B side. Only one member remaining, being Flex, able to take down one, but White Horse answers back immediately with the refrag, and they need to start rotating. 30 seconds left on the clock. The spike needs to be going down really soon. Scargot spots out one, but Stone able to take down one as well from his side. 2 versus 2 scenario, and in a post-plan scenario, who's gonna come up on top? Team Tamilas or FAR Esports?
FAR Esports, they've got the spike planted and they've backed up into their first plan positions. Scargo holding it down from heaven, will get caught out by Stoner. Nobody covering the actual heaven angle. SMX now finds that kill onto Stoner. Will use the sharded step to back off. The neural theft gives information to Stoner as to where he is, and Stoner going for the diffuse. Should go for the half diffuse and look up. Instead he's going for the full diffuse. Stoner will not get it. SMX just creeping on behind him. Will take him down. I will say, this is a very characteristic trait of Stoner, and it has worked out an umpteen number of times. He likes to go for the full diffuse. He does not like to go for the fakes. But this time, SMX showing that he knows exactly what Stoner likes to do, going for that slow but definitely rotate and wrap around this pillar, getting that kill onto Stoner. Well played by FAR Esports. Good fight back by Team Tamilas, but it's going to be FAR Esports taking down that round. Clutch for SMX and 6-4 for FAR Esports.
Imagine if Stoner was just a bit more to the left. If he was just a tiny bit more to the left. That spike would have gotten defused. I would say extremely well tried from the side of Team Tamilas to take that round away from Far Esports. But that was such a dominant performance on the attacking half that it's going to be really difficult for them to try and go for any sort of push. Split being a much more of an attacker favored map just because of how much potential that you have to go for a lot of these attacking fights. Zoid being able to take down one at the bare minimum does get taken out by multiple members from the side of our esports, but a 4 versus 4 scenario. And on defense, when you lose that one member, that is one it's going to be hurting the most. And losing another one, it's going to hurt even more. But that is your operator player, ladies and gentlemen. And with Rafa going down from the side as well, 3 versus 2 scenario for the side of Team 4 Esports. They are strong. They are looking really powerful. Rafa going in I'm saying that SMX going in very fast. Immediately, Whitehorse coming in from the back, being able to take down Stoner, his clone. And with the tripwire going down, they know Jin's last known position. He's going to be coming in really soon.
30
and
seconds
ladies and
left.
gentlemen,
Spike
and probably
planted.
another round for the side of Far Esports, unless Jin pulls up some godlike stunts.
Now, 6-4 for Far Esports, and it's just Jin, last man standing. He has to pull out some sort of insane clutch because Far Esports, they've adopted very defensive positions. 2 of them holding down A long, whereas you see Whitehorse, he's flanking in from heaven, closing in onto Jin. Jin needs to make a move, but instead will be caught in between all 3 members, and it'll be SMX taking him down. SMX continuing his dominating run from being the MVP in map 1 to being a stellar force in map 2, continuously leading from the front. SMX on point now. 7-4 for Far Esports. If Team Tamilas is able to pull it back to 7-5, it gives them a fighting chance going into the second half to make sure that they can try a comeback. This will be the last round, and both teams should be able to afford full buys. But Rafa, he will not be able to do the same. He has the Blaze Storm for himself though, and if he can make those knives work, it will be huge. We'll see if Team Tamilas is able to pull off this win, make it 7-5, or if Far Esports continue the dominating run and make it 8-4. The flash will come out from Shivi. Far Esports, they're completely switching up the strategies. They're going for a heavy B push, but they're getting punished for a Jin finding 2, Zoid finding 1, 3v2 right now, and the spike is dropped.
The spike has been dropped, but immediately picked up by SMX. He's probably going to go for the plant. He's just going to be holding it out, trying to see if anyone's going to be pushing him back onto the side. If he's going to be playing any of their cards, but disciplined play coming out from the side of Team Tamilas. They're going to be holding strong and they're going to be holding true. But Spike has still not yet gone down. They're just waiting to see what they're going to be doing, what Team Tamilas want to do, if there's any sort of rotations that they can force out from their side. And SMX, he's clearing on multiple different angles. He's not giving a lot of breathing room to anyone from the side of Team Tamilas. And are they looking to go towards the A side?
Now, you see, Team Tamilas, they're playing it very slow, but so are Far Esports. Rafa getting the opening kill. The Boombot will help Flex finish it off with on SMX. Team Tamilas fighting back in that last round. Far Esports, they chose to go for an aggressive push down into B, but that sort of ended up playing into Team Tamilas' hands because Team Tamilas, they like to stack B side, and it will give Team Tamilas a scoreline of 7-5. Having said that, Split still a defensive-sided map, and the fact that Far Esports able to take the lead in the first half speaks a ton to the fact that this is their map to choose, this is their map to win, and their map to play. Far Esports now 7-5. We'll have to see if it is a fortress that is put up by Far Esports in defense, or if it's Team Tamilas breaking it down. Looking at the scorecard, you see Flex with 13 kills, Rafa with 9, leading the charge for Team Tamilas. Whitehorse and SMX, and Shivi for Far Esports leading with 10, showing the power of utility right now is Far Esports. Now Knight Rider on the frenzy, pushing in aggressively. Team Tamilas looking to take mid control with the help of Zoid's flash. Have pushed in. Flex, he's the one carrying the operator, carrying the spike, and he does drop it down to go for the push down into mid. Now, Knight Rider playing very, very patiently, will turn away, but will get caught out by Flex. Flex was flashed as well, so Flex doing really well to take down Knight Rider there. Now 7-5, and Team Tamilas with the man advantage, and this is why 7-5 is really important, because if you win the pistol round, you get a chance to make it back even.
You have a chance to make it back even, but 7-5 scoreline, and Flex being able to take down the first one, being I would have to give it to Knight Rider. He tried to play the bit too hyper aggressive and does get caught out a bit more than he should have coming forward into that fight, but Chivi, they're just going to be holding out for a little while longer. Going to be a heavy A take, though, from the side of Team Tamilas. They're going to be walking into the waiting arms of Scargod, who's holding the angle. Hopefully, he did not fall asleep, but with Rafa slowly creeping out onto that angle, he is in a crouch position, and if he peeks that corner in that crouch state, it's going to hurt a lot, but Scargod leaves the angle in just the wrong time. Probably could have taken out Rafa at the bare minimum, going forward into that 5 flex, spamming away through the smoke, trying to find something, but the side has been completely stormed into. But Whitehorse, he's not going to check his right side. Probably he's going to get caught out by a waiting Zoid, taking out one, but Far SMX able to answer back for his side. But Scargod and Chibi being the only 2 members remaining, Jin taking out one, and the Paranoia coming in through from the side of Jin, and they're just going to be holding strong, and the pistol round goes towards the side of Team Tamilas, making it a 6 and 7 on the map of Split.
Team Tamilas winning that pistol round will give them a chance going into the next round to invest and make it even once again, with Far Esports likely to go for the eco. What's really important for me that Team Tamilas do here is that given the fact that they have three duelists, they need to continuously either be taking mid control and then slowly pushing onto a site, or just rushing a site altogether using the raise grenades to flush out corners and the Zoid Phoenix flashes to push into particular areas. Now you can see Zoid, he's the only one who chooses not to invest. The rest of his team on Spectres. Rafa will take one down, but Whitehorse, Night Rider, Scargod, each on the Classic taking one down. Far East was looking for a thrifty round, and Team Tamila just 2 men standing. They have the Spectres, but can they pull it off? We'll have to see.
Oh my god, I was watching that from the side, and they're pulling it back hard. They have no business winning a lot of these rounds, but they are doing it so well, and they're doing it so fast. But they're still at that gun disadvantage, but they have that man advantage. Forget that I said they had a gun disadvantage. The Classics are reigning supreme, and they're reigning it hard, ladies and gentlemen, with Far Esports winning that eco round for their side, and a thrifty round indeed for their end, being able to upgrade to a lot of the Spectres from the side of Team Tamilas, and their backs are going to be forced into a wall, as we're going to be seeing them either go in for an eco or either go in for a pretty much a half buy, where Team Tamila, where the side of Team Far Esports, they have that potential in their side to go for full buys on multiple different members, as they did go in for the eco.
Was a beautiful round by Far Esports, utilizing the fact that they just have pistols to push in aggressively, and then getting those opening kills, pushing Team Tamilas into a very bad spot in terms of economy. It will be Team Tamilas going for the eco, and Far Esports able to pull by. Night Rider on the op, holding down A ramps from spawned out. Multiple people, and Team Tamilas on this eco round, they're just looking to push in aggressively. They're just looking to cause whatever damage they can, but it'll be Night Rider once again on that op, taking down Rafa. Team Tamilas, they float onto A side, but they're just getting punished for it. Shivy with another, and Night Rider with his second of the round will take down Stoner. Shivy with his second will take down Flex, and it's Night Rider and Shivy saying it's payback time against Team Tamilas, avenging their loss from Series 2, looking to push it further in this map 2 with their map 1 lead. Team Tamilas, can they fight back? We'll have to see, but right now, this round, it's too far gone.
Zoid with his trusty Bucky, he's looking for one, but he's not gonna be able to find it. He just be like, Shivy, you gotta buy yourself an extra armor next round. I just did that bit more damage to you with my Bucky, being able to take him down. And ladies and gentlemen, Far Esports, they have the momentum, they have all that they want to do, and Night Rider with that clean headshot on the Rafa just opens it all up and rejuvenates his entire team to deal the damage, to deal all of the potential kills that they could have gotten. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to give it to the side of Team Far Esports. They are running it back, and they're trying out different strats over and over again. This is their map of choice, and of course that strat book is going to be massive when it comes to Split.
A buy round for both teams. This is Team Tamilas' moment to fight back. Otherwise, Far Esports, they will just run away with the entire map and inherently the series in itself. The spike is all the way at base. Nobody picked it up, so you can see Stoner now going for it. But Night Rider will catch out Jin once again, switching his positioning, going into B garage. Night Rider with that push. But Team Tamilas, you can see they've taken control of mid. They're pushing into mid vents and onto A, which is where you can see Whitehorse and SMX waiting for them. Will Team Tamilas go into their loving arms, or will show up with a bang? We'll have to see. Nobody checking the ramp. Will mean SMX with 1, SMX with 2, holding down the site for his team. That's 4v2 for Far Esports in this buy round.
4v2 on, and especially a buy round that is gonna hurt so much. Flex jumping down from the heaven side, but does get caught out by the camera, and Whitehorse takes another Far Esports, they are on a tear and they're just ripping the entirety of Team Tamila's limb from limb. Hashtag far we go in the chat because these guys are looking to close out this set in a very dominant fashion. 10-6 for the side of Far Esports. Team Tamilas, they have the chance, they have the potential, but they need to get into the proper mindset and they need to not get tilted. Play their cards right, play their attack well, and try out something different because Far Esports seemingly have decoded the entirety of what Team Tamilas are doing.
Look at the scorecard as this round starts. You see forced buys coming out from Team Tamilas. The Knight Rider still for the off still for Knight Rider. 15 kills for SMX, 13 kills for Vitors. Flex and Stoner with 15 and 10 leading the charge for their teams. Now Team Tamilas, they're just full on committing onto B side. Shivy with one, Zoid using the run it back. Will get a kill onto Shivy.
Oh no.
The Boombot does a
Oh no.
Each find the kill. Knight Rider with 2, the holding it down from heaven. For Showstopper will come out from Flex. Will not find a kill. Then Flex with just 5 HP will look to close out this round for Team Tamilas. Flex picks up the spike, but needs to do a miracle right here. Using the blast back to push in into multiple people, not expecting the omen there. And that will be Team Tamilas going down in a forced buy, really hurting their economy. But Far Esports looking just impenetrable as they did on Bind on defense. Far Esports on defense is scary aggressive.
They are scary indeed, and Flex, he did not buy any form of armor when he went for that Vandal pick. He would have actually opted to go for maybe a Bulldog or something at the bare minimum to try and buy himself some armor, but it's just gonna hurt. He goes in for the hyper-aggressive play, trying to take down one at the bare minimum, but in the long run, what can you do? And it seems like Team Tamilas have lost all hope of trying to turn this back, to try and win this on split. And with a 0-1 scoreline on their favor, 6-11, going to a 6-12. If they don't play their cards right, and just as I say, Rafa being able to take down Scargod, they should be feeling rejuvenated. They should have that potential on their side to go in for the pick. Shivi finding one, Knight Rider going in with the trusty Sheriff, trying to take out another, but he's not going to be able to find it. Gets tagged down, but Far SMX answers back, making it an even Steven score, even Steven side for both ends. 4 versus 4 scenario, and they have mid control for the side of Team Tamilas.
Now, what a triple duelist composition means is you don't have the flashes to enter a particular site, which makes you increasingly reliant on utility coming in from your duelist, which is the Phoenix flashes and the Raze grenades to clear out corners. We'll see if Team Tamilas is able to properly do that, because while it looks really dire for Team Tamilas, they pulled themselves off out of much more deeper ditches, pulled off insane comebacks. So if any team able to do it, it definitely Team Tamilas. But right now, Far, they just look insanely strong. Now, White Horse on the flank, Knight Rider holding down long. White Horse and Knight Rider just closing in onto Team Tamilas. White Horse will find one kill and step right back. The spike carrier will go down. White Horse with the camera finds another, takes him down, uses the neural theft for spotting out where Flex is. A bit of overkill from White Horse, but it will not matter because White Horse with the third and a beautiful flank will push Far Esports to match point.
Team Tamilas, they just feel lost. They don't know how to push a lot of these sides. They did not have their flasher. They did not really smoke out any form of angles, and they needed to wait out. Just try and see if Jin had the smokes available for his side. They're playing without any information. When you have that Sova in hand, at least you're going to be playing with a lot of information. And Team Tamilas, they just feel lost. They do not know how to take a lot of these engagements, and this is going to hurt them so much. Match point for the side of Far Esports, 0-1, and with their backs against the wall, it's either Team Tamilas fight back or they are just going to have to take this loss and go into the lower bracket semi-finals. Ladies and gentlemen, who is gonna come out on top? Team Far Esports or Team Tamilas? I'll let them decide.
One point that's really important is that this is the upper bracket semifinals. So for all the fans out there worrying about what happens to their team if they lose this, it's okay. They're still the lower bracket. The fact that they made it so far without losing gives them that extra life to go down into the lower bracket and pull themselves back. And right now, Far Esports, they have a huge advantage and a chance to close out not just this map, but this entire series on Team Tamilas and take themselves to the upper bracket finals. Knight Rider and Shivy, this story for them is so phenomenal, so just amazing to see. Knight Rider and Shivi on their former team were knocked out by Team Tamilas in the lower bracket in Series 2. They were kicked out of the tournament by Team Tamilas, and now in their new team on Far Esports, they're coming back for vengeance, and they're coming back for vengeance with a bang, taking down Team Tamilas in map 1 in just phenomenal fashion in what was a really close match. But in map 2, on their own home ground, they look really, really good. Looking at the scorecards though, you can see that for Knight Rider and Shivi, it's not just about them, it's about SMX, it's about Whitehorse. Every single member on the side of Far Esports really stepping up this matchup. 17 kills for the Omen and the Cypher, that's a sight I love to see. For Team Tamilas though, they're doing just as well. Flex and Rafa leading the charts with 16 and 11 kills. This is a small pause timer, and this gives us a chance to talk about the compositions a bit more, because for the side of Team Tamilas aggressive, what we're really missing, I think, is that aggressive flasher. Like, personally, I would like to see a Viper and Initiator to just like haul off particular sites, use that smoke cloud to deny with the help of the Omen to enter the sites. But if not a Viper, at least the Breach, because we know how strong the Breach is on Split.
Breach being one of those picks, and just like you said, Viper, you're way too far off, man. See, your dream is never gonna come true. I'm sorry to say that, unless Viper gets the biggest bumps in the world. But there is still very much a chance that we could see them moving forward in a lot of this. And with Scargot coming back, we're gonna be getting the match timer unpaused really shortly, hopefully. But let us talk about the strategy that Team Tamilas have been employing. They want to try and break into the site, but it's going to be so difficult for their end to even do anything. Because see it like this, if Zoid dies, it's all over. And they don't really have a lot of things that can take map control. Jin being able to take down some of his smokes, pull something down, but they cannot really hyper-aggressively push onto a site. They either need to try and get some form of control at the bare minimum, maybe take control of mid, take control of heaven, and then break into the site for coming out from the garage. But they're not really opting to do so. They're trying to brute force their way through multiple members of Far Esports, and especially on their map, you don't know what kind of angles they're going to be playing. Yes, you've been playing against them a lot, but think of it like this. They're going to adapt. They have a multitude of strats, and to break down their strategies, you need to have map control. So you need to know what kind of angles that they can play. And throughout this entire match, I haven't really seen them fight for map control, and that is what's going to be hurting them the most in the long run.
Exactly. I feel like TTE right now, they're able to hold on to sites. And I think, personally for me, I think TTE, it's been this sort of dominant story in their ability to just come back from insane positions. So I will not count TT out just yet. The biggest thing is that it's not about counting TT out. It's about realizing how dominant Far Esports have looked. And with that pause timer now off, with us going back into the action, it's going to be up to TT to pull it back. You see through the scorecards that Flex and Jin, they have no shields for themselves. They have only the guns. So Team Tamila is really going all out to try to pull themselves back. As they
no.
Knight Rider with the op, holding it down, gets that kill onto Zoid, dashes away. The skills on Knight Rider though will get taken down by Rafa on that Blade Storm. Rafa doing really well to get that first kill. Missing the shots onto Shivi, will back off now, pulls out the Spectre, will get another kill. Rafa with 2, leading the charge for Team Tamilas 4-3-2. The Paranoia blinded multiple people. SMX getting that kill onto Stoner, just delaying Team Tamilas' push onto B Heaven. But look on the minimap, Flex has completely cleared out A side, and that's where Team Tamilas will look to go.
2 versus 3 scenario, and they're in such a good position, but SMX gets caught out by Flex, being a bit too jumpy happy, being taken down, and Whitehorse, he's in that situation again, in that 1v3 where he loves to be in. And ladies and gentlemen, this is one Cypher versus the entire world to close out this match. On match point, 12-6 scoreline. Will Team Tamilas be able to take it? I'll leave that for you to decide, but with 3 members on their end. But Whitehorse, he has something else to say regarding Dig Rafa. I'm gonna take your head off, and this Cypher is reigning supreme. He's gonna be able to break down onto the side, but no one is even close to him. Heaven control is gonna be taken over. They're just gonna be pushing onto this different angles, but Flex comes in from Rams. He's not gonna be able to check his corners. And that is an expertly played post plan coming out from both members of Team Tamilas.
I'm just curious as to why Whitehorse puts down that trapfire in A long and then chooses to peek at the same position. I understand taking the diffuse and then choosing to peek heaven, but when you have the trapwire covering your A long angle completely, I feel like you should never be looking at it. He does look there and gets taken down by Flex. Having said that, nothing to take away from Whitehorse. He's been absolutely phenomenal this game. 18 kills, you can see, tied with SMX on top of the leaderboard. Team Tamilas, though, fighting back in that do or die round. They did, and now at 7 to 12, they need to do that 5 more times in a row. This time, though, they have slightly better loadouts for themselves. They can actually afford shields with the full buys, so much better chance for Knight Rider. Now holding it down in B Garage. Multiple members looking to just jiggle. Knight Rider do not peek Knight Rider, and Knight Rider will take down Zoid for first blood. Give Far Esports a man advantage.
You do not jiggle against a person like Knight Rider, players of this caliber, when they have this operator in hand. That is gonna hurt so much. You either flash the dude or you either smoke the dude. There is no way you're gonna jiggle him and get out of that situation alive. Just as I said, another person goes in for the jiggle, comes out on top though. Is able to go in for the dash. Knight Rider, he's just sitting out on this smoke, uses the blade storm, everyone just runs right past him. They don't know his last out positions. He's gonna be getting through. He gets one kill onto the planter. What is happening? Rolling Thunder coming out as well, and everyone, the cavalry's coming in, ladies and gentlemen. But Knight Rider, he's still alive. He gets another one. 3 kills for this madman just sitting out on the back of side, inside of all of his faults. Such chaos. And this is where Team Tamilas reigns supreme. They're able to take out one, and Whitehorse being the only one remaining. He is panicking, ladies and gentlemen, and Rafa able to finish him off. What was that round? And Knight Rider, what was this play, my dude? You had nothing. There is no way you should have survived that situation, but you were still able to get 3 kills for your side. An extremely well played round from the side of Team Tamilas and from the side of Far Esports. But Whitehorse, I think he felt the pressure a bit too much, not able to clutch it out for his team. But at the bare minimum, 8 rounds for the side of Team Tamilas, and just as you said, they are not out. They are clawing their way back to a 12-12.
Team Tamilas continuously pushing back against Far Esports. I personally would love to see yet another overtime, but there are 4 more match points for Far Esports to pull this through, so we cannot be sure of anything whatsoever. The one thing you can be sure of is you do not peek Knight Rider on the off. Even though he missed that shot, Knight Rider will pull back, go towards A long, and wait for his team to back himself up. But Team Tamilas, you can see they're using Flex to only make that noise down A. They're grouping up in B Garage, now looking to push in. Whitehorse has his utility stepped up there, and Rafa dashing in will get revealed by the trapfires. Now Zoid will throw out the flash and push in further. Zoid will take down Shivi, and Whitehorse, last man standing, playing really sneaky with the help of the cages, will not be able to take down Sona. Instead, Sona will take him down, but Scargott coming through heaven, finds 2 points lead. Scargott coming up huge, and what will likely end up being a 1v3 situation. Flex has to fight for the life of Team Tamilas, but right now Far East was looking for the not just map but series win.
They're gonna win this set for their side, and I don't think Flex knows what's awaiting for him as he goes under this dark cover. 3 members watching 3 different angles, and all of them are just bloodhounds sniffing out Flex. They're just gonna be waiting it out. Every angle is being watched, and his clone is watching right in front of him. Who's gonna spot him out is the real question, but Flex probably gonna be able to spot out one. But with Rafa being there, Flex, he has this chance. He is probably gonna close it out. 30 seconds left on the clock. Knight Rider needs to go for this. He has the pistol in hand and closes out this set. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna be seeing Far Esports go forward into the semi-final rounds, and this is such a next stage of the semi-final round, and this is such a good set for their end, and Far Esports well-deserved win for their end, and such expertly done plays from their side.
Esports 30-8 in map 2, 60-14 in map 1. They will be progressing to the upper bracket finals of the TEC Challenger Series. Far Esports doing brilliantly, but as you can see on the scoreboard, it was Flex who was able to pick up the MVP with 21 kills. It came down to the composition and the team for Far Esports. But before we get to talk about that a little more, let's go into the Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 Notebook, powered by Ryzen 4000 series processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Now, for me, in this map, It came down to Far Esports understanding the map much better than nooks and crannies. Even though Team Tamilas and Flex were just on point continuously with their fight, with their skill and with their plays, it came down to the fact that Far Esports, they're able to pull off these tiny differences in strategies. They're able to pull off these tiny advantages in trades and thus get that edge for themselves. Far Esports doing brilliantly on the back of Whitehorse, Knight Rider, and SMX to win not just this map but this series for themselves. GG, well played.
GG, well played indeed. And Team Tamilas, I have to give a lot of props to you. Have such good mechanical potential, but you need to have a lot more discipline. You need to play much more as a team. Yes, it really does work. You are a tier 2 team easily, but against a tier 1 team of our esports caliber, you need to make sure that your team play is much more on point. Having that individual mechanical skill is not going to get you everything, and it's not going to get you everywhere, and that is what our esports have shown us. In a lot of these scenarios, yes, Knight Rider is insane with the operator, but we have seen Flex, we have seen Rafa pull out stunts that you wouldn't think is even possible coming out from a single human at this point. But think of it like this, smart plays like this, for example, the one on screen on Relive the Moment, it's so good that they played it smart, they played it well, and that is what you need to be doing on every single round. Even when you're up against a juggernaut of our esports caliber on their map, on their home ground, there is no way you should be giving up. And I think the nerves got towards the side of Team Tamilas at the very end of it. They gave so many rounds away and they just lost hope at the very end.
Remember though, this is not the end of Team Tamilas. They'll be going down to the lower bracket semi-finals. We'll be seeing them over the next couple of days fight for their spot in the tournament. Team Tamilas, they're our 5th place team from Series 2, and they reached that 5th place through the lower bracket previously, so they know how to navigate the lower bracket, and they are lions when their backs are pushed against the wall. So for Team Tamilas, we'll have to see if they can push through the lower bracket. But for Far Esports, a brand new organization, for Knight Rider and Shivi, this was revenge, pushing Team Tamilas down to the lower bracket. Far Esports, they will be progressing to the upper bracket 2-0 after an intensely close first map. They take down Team Tamilas in map 2. Brilliantly well-deserved win for Far Esports. And for Knight Rider and Shivi, I am just ecstatic to see the progress they've made by shifting teams. Far Esports, they look absolutely brilliant now. That was the first set of matches that we are bringing to you today. There is another set of matches which is going to be just as good in the upper bracket semi-finals. So we are going to go set up for that. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Remember, in the meantime, there is a ton of discounts for you guys, just for you guys, down in the description below. Go check it out, upgrade your setup, find some good deals for yourselves. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell to be getting constant updates, because besides the updates, for every map played today, we're giving away 200 Valorant points and a chance for you to get the skin you like and the skin you deserve. Now, we'll come back at 8 p.m. for the matchup between Exili Esports and the side of and the other upper bracket semifinals. Now, that will be a really intense matchup that we'll just have to watch. Make sure you're there. We'll go and set it up. Now, remember, you were watching the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3, powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, with ACT as our fiber sponsor and AFK Gaming as a media partner. We'll see you real soon at 8 for the next matchup.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Let's make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young, I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. Let's make the most of this night. Come on, baby, take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young,